Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's Things Are Getting Sketchy. This is probably a record of getting started only 3 minutes after 7. So we'll do quick introductions to everybody and get into the show. So tonight, unfortunately, we will not have Thomas with us this evening. He is going to got some personal stuff to take care of, so he will be joining us in a couple weeks. But in the meantime, we have Mike Rooth with us.
Hey guys.
And that's Mike's hand. We got Stephen King.
Hi guys.
And first time on the show, Daniel Lansdown. Daniel, how you doing, buddy? Oh, and his feed's not coming in. 1 second. And Rob will be co-hosting. Rob, take over, man.
All right. Well, it would help if I could bring the actual stream up in my other window, but
you can just mute it.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up. I'm not seeing a link anywhere.
I get that part.
There we go. All right, guys. Okay, it took me a minute. Okay. Everything else is on a delay. All right, so we're missing Tom tonight, unfortunately. So we got Mike, Steve, and Dan. Oh, I should probably mute that. Good call.
Yeah, you think
My bad, guys.
That's how that works.
My bad, guys. My bad, guys. Yeah, this is Dan's first time with us on tags. Long time watcher, first time participant. But
Yes, sir. I'm excited.
what do you guys drawing tonight?
Toidles.
Toidles.
Did you not look at the title of the show, Rob?
I invented the title of the show. So come on.
I was trying to find some inspiration. I had a few different ideas, and I decided to go searching through the archives of old art supplies to see if I could find something weird that might trigger an idea. And I found this 8x10 piece of purple paper, and I thought maybe I would try one of those eraser drawings that I did last time of Splinter, but this time of Donatello on the purple paper. But the cool thing was, during my search, I discovered I actually had all the right colors. So I'm going to try to do the whole dang team this way.
Ooh.
And it's not the strongest orange, but I think it'll stand out orange enough in contrast as a set. It's not. I wish I had a slightly stronger orange colored paper, and the red's a little bit in the cooler spectrum. I prefer a more hot red myself for Raphael, but I think it's gonna work. Anyway, we're gonna see.
All right, everybody. I guess I'm leaving the stream so I can fade out this afterwards.
So I'm gonna try to do 4 drawings tonight, but they're gonna be more simple, and they're gonna kind of fit into a set series.
You said your art books when shipped out?
Yes, I actually shipped the last of them. Well, I packed up the last 10 orders that came in. Everything else got shipped out yesterday before before like the post office closed. We don't have our post offices are closed on Saturdays in Canada. But the final 10 orders are going out in the mail on Monday, and I've still got a few more for sale in the shop. And it was an amazing sale. I'm really grateful for how that all went down, and I hope you guys all get your stuff soon. Everyone should have their stuff by the holidays for sure. Even if you hadn't gotten the book yet and wanted to order one, there's still a pretty good chance you'll get it in time.
All the pieces sold out though, right?
All the pieces sold, yeah, man, within like 30 minutes or so, and it was kind of ridiculous. So anyway, yeah,
That's awesome.
Crazy,
yeah, for sure.
Crazy. I appreciate it
For sure.
Yeah.
So I saw a little bit of it earlier, Stephen. Why don't you tell everybody what you're working on tonight?
I was a little stumped with trying to come up with something, and my youngest daughter, she's 10, she told me I should just go ahead and do a turtle Christmas piece. And
of course you should.
Obviously, this time of year, so I went ahead and decided to go ahead and mash up How the Shredder Stole Christmas. So that's what I'm here.
That's great.
So it's
Love
going to be 11 by 17 on Bristol, and mostly all pen and ink. I'm going to add a little bit of the Christmas festive colors to it probably later on after I finish it, before it goes up for auction. But yeah, sometimes it's easier to take inspiration from the children than my own head. So
Oh, that's a nice unique piece too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Sims or Turtles and Christmas. And you're working on things tags cover, aren't you, Dan?
I am, yeah. This is from the first Kickstarter, I believe.
Nice.
He knows how to play to the audience. Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's some awesome pieces in here. But I've got a few of these, and I've really been wanting to try them out. So I decided tonight was the night. If there wasn't a better time to do it, so I'm gonna do a kind of post-apocalyptic, dark future Leo versus Shredder.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
One on the
Very
front,
nice.
one on the back. They're actually really interesting to work with because they, if you erase on it, it just clears out the color.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Fun.
Yeah, I did an Usagi on one of those, and I just used the eraser and I carved him right off the surface of the cover, and went in with a couple of lines, and that was it. Like the eraser did most of the work.
Yeah, I love it.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think in that Hugh did a little bit of that technique on your Nightcrawler, right, Rob?
Yep. Well, that's why I chose the blue cover, because I wanted to do the negative space.
Yeah.
I mean, had I known that the entire motif for the beginning was supposed to be Turtles covers, I probably would have had them do Turtles.
You can always get another book.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, you still owe me an orange one, but I don't think those are still in print.
No, I have a couple oranges left.
I love the orange ones.
Because we had the four, we had the four, and well, the red we didn't get.
No, we didn't reach the red. Yeah.
Well, no, we didn't even do the red last Kickstarter.
No, we didn't reach the goal.
We did purple, black, and green, right?
But what I'm saying, red was supposed to be next, and we didn't get there. So.
Oh, was it? Okay, I thought you were saving that for one of the future volumes.
No, because it was one of those things. After we did the blue one, then I was like, oh, we need to do all of them, and so I thought I'd just put it out for 2, and then but yeah, so it'll be the first stretch goal for 3.
Nice. I know you told me, but why don't you tell people the update on that, man?
All right. Well, since the cat's out of the bag, yes, the Kickstarter for Things Getting Sketchy 3 will start this month. I'm just waiting to hear back from a couple of the artists to see what their schedules will allow as far as some of the bigger tiers. So we will be doing similar tiers, like a 1-of-1 cover, the live sketch covers. There will be a little less add-ons this time. We're definitely doing coasters, but like the things like the pins and that, we're just gonna pull back so that way we can do more in the books.
Yeah, that kind of, those like little add-ons, they can add on a lot of frustration afterwards too.
For sure.
That stuff in stock and.
Yeah, it's an unexpected twist sometimes how those go.
Let's see here. All right. Well, since you're the new guy, Dan, I'm going to ask a bunch of questions to you because
let's do it.
Most of these other guys we've already been through the traditionals with.
It's been some years since I've had to do an interview.
For sure. Well, I mean, it's Turtles night, so let's start with basic. How did you get into Turtles?
Well, getting into it as like a fandom, I'd just grown up, 80s kid and watching it growing up. I didn't really get into the comics until heavily into the comics until after the first Kickstarter for Kevin Wilson's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shadows of the Past board game. When I started playing that got me back into gaming and comics. I started picking up the IDW series and fell in love with that.
Did you get into the game because it was Turtles or because it was Kevin Wilson?
Because it was Turtles. And it was, one of those random things. I literally like Facebook ad, pick a destiny kind of shit. You go down a weird trail, and I got into that, and that's how you and I met, was through the gaming, stuff like that.
For sure.
Once I got into playing the game and got back into the Turtles community, I freaking fell in love with the community again. I hadn't been a part of it really since like the dawn of the internet. So to see how big it's gotten and all that was pretty wild. And I got heavy into it with the game, to the point where, as you know, Rob, I started bootlegging, doing like homebrew designs for the original game.
Well, yeah, you sent one to Tom, didn't you?
Yeah, I sent some like my custom minis and stuff like that I sculpted to Tom Waltz and Kevin and things like that. I was pretty close with the IDW Games crew back then, which is what led to me linking up with my partner in crime and board games, Pete Walsh, and we got invited to do the Changes Constant and City Fall games.
Nice.
So that's really what got me back into it heavily, is getting into the game, working with IDW again.
That's literally what got me back into it, was the Kickstarter for the games. And, we got all those digital comics for free. And I didn't even know IDW had a Turtles series because I had been away from comics for so long.
Hey, Barbara Walters, you want to pull your focus there? There you go. You're like all that soft focus. Barbara Walters action there. You're all good now, though.
It's all about the artistic lighting.
That's one thing I'm going to treat myself to this year, some new lights. I got.
Hey, you're lucky Mike's not drawn by candlelight tonight.
Mike, let me know when you're ready.
If you want to. We want to get the mood going.
That's right.
Jazz on.
Yeah, man. You suggest whatever lights you want, Steph, and I know you're good for it. So
yeah, the candlelight, it'll be the Tags After Dark edition.
Yeah,
I love it.
Big neon version of the sign.
So, Steve, your question here from Benny is asking if you forgot about Benny.
No, I haven't forgotten about Benny. I don't think that's possible to forget about Benny.
Well, he's into your neck of the woods, man. So
he is. It's just
he will chase him down.
My work schedule with the post office right now is chaotic, so actually getting time to do anything besides work and kind of a thrill. So no, Benny, I haven't forgot about you, buddy. I'll take care of you, man.
So your day job's with the post office, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're obviously swamped. Yeah.
Yeah. It's our season.
Yep.
As they say.
Yeah, I started working for the government this year, doing their broadcast. And yeah, I've never had a busier week in my life than this last week.
Ooh.
Yeah, we had so many holiday events, and we were filming and editing every day this week. I didn't get home last night till 11 p.m. after the Christmas parade.
Oh.
Yeah, that was insane. Who does a Christmas parade that starts at 7 o'clock at night? I mean, the lights were cool and all, but fuck.
So, Mike, Neil says that he can see you doing art blindfolded.
Doing art blindfolded. Well, yeah, you know what? There is some cool things you can happen when you do that. One thing I wanted to try this month, actually, and I'm going to try a couple of videos to see if I can do it. I don't know if any of you guys follow the artist Karl Kopinski online, but that guy's work is out of control. And what he does for his daily challenge, or I'm not sure how, maybe it's every day, maybe it's every hour, I'm not sure. he's doing this thing called dual wield December, where he's drawing with 2 pencils at the same time using both hands, and it works really well if you're doing a totally symmetrical image, like a straight on view of a face or something like that. And the guy's doing fucking unbelievable drawings this way. And I think there's actually a cool switch that happens with your brain when you're using your both hands at the same time. There's like a matching and mirroring thing that your musculature does. And anyway, watch the guy's videos. They'll rip your mind out. And I actually want to try to do something like that. I want to maybe do a little drawing challenge like I did with the turtles thing, like every month. But, you know, just try different stuff. And I don't know. I kind of want to copy that dude and try it. I did a dual wheel drawing the other day, and I actually was kind of impressed that there's like an actual mechanical thing that happens with your wrong hand in your brain when you're doing them both at the same time. But it only works for a straight-on shot. It has to be a straight-on shot. Anyway, blah blah blah.
That's interesting. It's like it kind of reminds me of the way, like when you were at Granite, like the way that the Scorzas were drawing, how they were like drawing at the same time.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
That was crazy to see, just like both on the same piece of paper.
Yeah,
drawing
that's
at the same
bananas.
time.
I know. It's it was pretty impressive.
Nuts.
Yeah, I got one of those, and it is creepy and awesome at the same time.
Even got Krang in there, Steve. That's awesome.
Yep. He's got to be the dog, you know. Max.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's great.
That's great, man.
So, Mike, what's your? I'm curious. What's your art background? Like, what got you into art? And like,
Well,
training, anything like that you get?
well, when I was, I was always just that kind of art kid growing up. Like my mom used to draw for me all the time, and my dad could actually draw too. He would draw more like Mad Magazine kind of stuff, but he was really good at it. And my mother would draw. She could copy stuff perfectly from a comic book if I wanted her to draw me like a Batman or a Ben Grimm or something like that. And so I was always just kind of fascinated by it, and would practice drawing, and would go through all that stuff that you go through as a kid when you're drawing, screaming at your page and erasing right through the paper, and all that kind of stuff, all that stuff you do when you're growing up drawing. And but anyway, yeah, I was always encouraged to kind of pursue it. I was lucky. My folks were very open to the idea. I think they both did jobs that they hated, so I think it was a case of just being like, yeah, if you can do this and you think you can make a living at it, do it. Like, why not? You're good at it. Go, kind of thing. And so I was always grateful to have that. And that really is kind of what just propelled me forward to go and kind of pursue more education in it. I ended up going to a high school in St. Catharines where I grew up that had a very, like, just a very advanced art program, like very rich program that had like a photography wing and a sculpting studio and just all manner of art studios in the place. Very, very lucky to have gone to school there. And that's where I was able to really kind of spread my wings a little bit and learn a little bit about painting and everything else. And then when I finished high school, I had applied to the colleges that I wanted to go to for art. And I had gotten into all of them that I wanted to go to, but I didn't have the money to go. And I didn't qualify for a student loan at the time for whatever stupid, bureaucratic reason. So I had to go through a bunch of hoops for a couple of years, move out on my own, and do all that stuff to prove that I could, be a responsible person. And then I was able to get a student loan and go to Sheridan College, where it was the sort of, at that time, the highly sought after school to go to for animation. And I applied for animation thinking that's what everyone else was doing. And what I actually wanted to do was books, though, and children's books and things like that, and comics. And when I was at school, they basically talked me out of doing comics because they told me I wasn't any good at it, and I should probably just not worry about chasing that dream. So I listened to them, and I focused on doing other kinds of illustrations. And when I finished school, I had a fairly diverse portfolio because the person who made the portfolio, me, didn't know what the fuck they were doing or what they wanted to do. They had lots of art skills, and they had gotten all kinds of art practice and done some cool stuff. But was more or less talked out of doing what I wanted to really do, which was comics. And so I just basically decided from that point I would take on whatever work I could get. So the real education that I got after a 3-year program at Sheridan College was I've always since I finished school, I've been surviving as an illustrator. There's been times where I've had part-time jobs on the side to make ends meet, but the education that you really get in this business is by doing it, as you guys know. And so I've been doing it a long time now. But like I started out in '96, basically kind of art for money stuff, and I basically spent the first 15 years of my career never saying no to a single job, regardless of what it was or who it was for or how much it paid. If it got me published, I would do it. Even if it didn't pay, even if it was just a, hey, we need this and can you do this for us? We haven't got any money, but it meant that I was getting published, then I would do it. And I would take every opportunity I could. And I tried to build a body of work up like that. And then one day, after doing, years of children's books for Scholastic Books and other people like that, other publishers, I lost that job kind of suddenly and had to kind of start over my career again at age 35 with nothing and, almost like homeless at the time. And basically, kind of decided from that point I was going to go for comics or I was going to just fail and that would be the end. And so I just started to go after comics, and that was it. And really that's just that was around 2008 or 9 when that happened to me. And ever since then, it's just been pure comics the whole time.
Nice.
In the pursuit of that anyway. So yeah, that's my long-winded story.
That's all.
Yeah.
Mike, you could just have said that's your story. No qualifier needed. we get you.
No notes.
I did lots of life drawing and stuff after high school. That was important. I think that got me through the college years much more easily.
How'd you get so good at animals?
I had animals. Well, I had lots of practice getting all kinds of work from Stefan at Aftershock doing.
Well, that's not what I was going for. I meant that's why you got the gig. I meant like, how did you get so good?
Well, I probably got good at doing animals because one of my first jobs was illustrating all of the cards for a historical board game called Trailblazer. And I had to draw basically a card for every, kind of Canadian wildlife that exists. And then we later did an American version of the game where I had to draw all kinds of American wildlife. And so I had to do very, well-researched drawings of them. And so, yeah, it just kind of was something that those ones stood out of the whole, because I had to draw like inventions and vehicles or, things like that were unique to each country as well as kind of prize cards or things in the game. They were all illustrated. And so I got lots of practice drawing really boring stuff. The books that I did for Scholastic, I did over 40 graphic novels in a 6-year span. I was doing a 44-page graphic novel, pencils, inks, and colors every 6 weeks on the clock for about 4 years. And I produced a shit ton of books, and it was all super boring, historical, factual stuff that was illustrated. So I had to draw, if it was a certain document was signed at a certain desk, I had to draw that desk in that office. It was very, very fastidious and kind of work. And it was an interesting way to cut my teeth doing comics. They were basically boring history comics that I was doing. we tried to make them cool. Like once in a while we get one about Vikings or, the Celts and the Romans or something like that. And I would go bananas on those. I would love that kind of stuff. But a lot of the time it was just stale Canadian history that we were retelling in graphic novel form. So. Oh, hold on now. Oh, what should I be checking on my microphone here? The game, you said?
Yeah, on the back side. You see the game?
The backside. Here we go. Where is that now?
Top knob on the back.
top knob on the back.
I was
Gotcha.
coming to tell you that.
Right. And what should I be doing with it?
Put it left of 12 o'clock. You're pretty hot. That's what I say. Here.
Left of 12 o'clock. All right. Is that any better? How's that?
That's much better.
It's pretty close to my face. That's probably another reason. All right.
Yeah, I had the same issues when before we started.
Here I am trying to do it on the down low, and you guys blow up my spot. What should I be doing? What's this text you're sending me behind the scene?
Oh, Randy's over here sending me messages trying to get me to react. He's like, "You're sitting there stone faced when you're not talking. I'm trying to get you to react." I'm like, okay.
And yes, Randy, that
talk over
definitely
people.
looks like a Donnie.
Oh yeah, well he's got all 4 pieces of paper, man.
Yeah.
Mike's gonna knock out all 4 tonight. You know he will.
We're going to do all 4, man. I'm tired of all these jokes about how I'm not fast like you. I'm going to try to do all 4 tonight. That's the goal anyway.
Man, you take all these hits personally.
Oh, I do. I mean, what choice do I have?
You held the Carl dig for over 12 months.
Yeah, that's true.
What has Carl been up to? That's a name I haven't heard.
Man, I saw his name on the schedule for Christmas Eve.
You mean the only person on the schedule for Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah.
It may just be me and him hanging out Christmas Eve. That's cool. I'm good.
You know what, man? I think I'm going to be home Christmas Eve, so I might join you guys because I don't think we usually don't do too much. Like unless we're traveling or away with family, we won't be doing that this year, I don't think, because Erica will be working probably Christmas Eve at the store. So, we'll be around probably Christmas Eve, man. That might be fun.
Speaking of Erica, Mike, that's what you need to do. You need to start drawing with the little scraps left over from what she uses to make the jewelry.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Then you could cross promote during the show.
Yeah. Drawn with a piece of silver for sure. She's going to be launching her calendar very, very soon too. So if you guys have been waiting, she's a little bit more late with it this year than she had planned, but she's been busy. She started a new company this year and stuff, and she's been super busy. So, but yeah, she's drawing her last few pieces and putting the book together, the calendar together. Her animal hybrids calendar. It's got a cool theme this year, and she's always got a cool theme. But yeah, so look for that launch to be happening soon. It's going to be cool.
Nice. All right.
Checking on.
So,
good.
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask Dan, are you working on both sides at once, or do you step away?
Oh, thank you.
Yo, I'm here.
Okay. Are you working on both sides at once?
Yeah. I'm just kind of bouncing back and forth.
Okay.
I was looking for I had a circle template stencil with bigger circles, and I can't find it.
Dan, would it be too difficult for you to work your image? There you go. I wasn't sure how offset was going to put you.
Oh, here we go. Who needs a circle template?
There, you got painter's tape. You're good.
we'll
Dude,
bring this sucker in a little
blue
bit.
tape serves so many purposes.
Man, there's nothing like having to have to draw a big circle and not having a big enough circle to trace or to template off of. It can be a real pain in the ass. I'm raiding the kitchen looking for dinner plates, or whatever, trying to get a different.
You grab a saucer, it's too big for the book.
Yeah,
I own like 10 different circle templates, and I can't find any of them right now except the one that's too small.
Michael Pena
that's what
said,
happens
"Well done, nicely done." So he approves.
That's what happens when you draw in like 4 different rooms of the house, man. You
Yep.
never know where
Yeah,
you leave
I'm
stuff.
always moving around. I'm a freaking nomad.
Oh yeah.
I don't like staying in one spot.
So last weekend was the Big Country Expo, and it was Big Country Comics Expo in Fredericton, and it was awesome, man. Justin and Leanne should be very proud. They put on an amazing show. Really, really cool lineup of guests. I had a blast. Got to hang out with our good friend Dan Parent and Tom Grummett and his wife Nancy, who are just amazing people. Tom's one of my heroes, like legit one of my favorite artists, and I got to do a sketch battle with him where he kicked the living Jesus out of me, basically. It was kind of embarrassing. It was it was well, you're talking about probably the best modern day Superman artist, and he's and I had to draw Superman dressed as Wonder Woman as the theme. And I had earlier in the morning, I had or the day before, I had done a demonstration of found object drawings, and I'd used some interesting things. So I kept one of the implements, and I repeated the technique the next day because I knew I was going up against Tom, and I didn't know what we were going to draw. But sure enough, we had to draw Superman. He didn't. He just drew Spider-Man instead, and he drew it in 4.5 minutes, and it was the best thing I ever saw. And I struggled for the whole 45 minutes trying to get through my Superman, sitting next to the best Superman artist, but having to dress him up as Wonder Woman. And I didn't even get to draw his feet, so his feet get cut off on the page. Like, it's a horrible drawing. One of the worst drawings I've ever done. But at the end, I pulled out a piece of toast from my breakfast that morning that was in my pocket. And I pulled it out, and I used the flat side of the toast dipped in ink to create a texture, and kind of knocked in a background using a piece of toast, and it looked crazy cool. And anyway, I still lost the sketch battle, but
I have to interject here and say you had a piece of toast in your pocket.
I had a piece of toast in my pocket, and the funny thing was, someone in the sketch battle who was in the audience had breakfast with me that morning and watched me put the toast in my jacket pocket and not say anything. I just wrapped it up and put it in my pocket with an orange peel in my pocket. And he was like, "I saw you put that piece of toast in your pocket. You mean to say you had that in your pocket all day and you pulled it out against your sketch battle with Tom Grummett?" And I was like, I knew I was going to lose, man. So I had to bring out some kind of gimmick, some kind of poison mist or something like that. You know what I mean? Some kind of wrestling gimmick to make the match more whatever, interesting. And anyway, it was kind of funny. But yeah, Tom destroyed me in that sketch battle. But it was a lot of fun. The show was just great, man. It was really, really cool. Troy and Brenda were there, and our good friend Tony White was there. Ed Brisson, writer, was there, and just had some great chats with our friends. And,
I had tickets. I just travel were a little difficult to make, and then
dude, I get it, man.
When I bought my tickets, I didn't even realize it was Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of one of the issues that became kind of more apparent as we got closer to the show. I think that may have affected some of our American guests' decision to be able to come, and our attendees too. But you know what? It'll be a different weekend next year, probably. So it was a cool, for a first year show, for a first time show. I gotta say, I was very impressed with how it went down. It was it ran smooth, and it wasn't crazy. It wasn't like tons and tons of people. It wasn't a massive money maker for me or anything like that. But there was a spirit about the place that was great, and it was everyone, all the artists, everyone seemed really happy, and the fans were really responsive and great. It was a good time, really good time.
That's cool.
So kudos to Justin and Leanne for pulling off a cool show.
Yeah, now I just want that cool show to be in September. So I can go.
Yeah, I think that's what he was looking at, was September, actually, for the next one. If I know that one of the great things that came out of the show for sure was because a first time show can go either way, kind of thing, right? And honestly, one of the cool things was there was a lot of provincial representation at the show, like government people, art council people. And they were really impressed, I think, by the different panels that were offered, the different insights that the artists were able to offer and the creators were able to offer about getting published and kickstarting their books and different things we had available as subjects. And I think they really saw a lot of potential, and I think next year there's a lot of room for it to grow, and maybe Justin will have a little more help to make it a even more successful show this time. So we'll see. I'm excited. I'll definitely go back. I had a great time, and it was just so nice to hang out with friends and again, and just a nice little like a chill show.
Yeah, for sure. Steven,
Yo.
Randy wants to know, aside from Turtles, what books from DC and Marvel would you like to work on? Would be a dream book to work on?
Oh, that would probably have to be either like a Thor or maybe even Spider-Man. Even though I hate drawing buildings, that would be like the challenge. But Spider-Man was always one of my favorite characters as a kid. Probably like one of those key guys, Thor, Spider-Man. I mean, obviously Batman for DC, but I wouldn't be picky, honestly.
Well, the correct answer should have been Guy Gardner for DC and Speedball for Marvel.
Say Speedball?
Hell yeah. Speedball's my Spider-Man.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I mean, I will get into a fight with Millar if I ever see him over what he did to Speedball. I mean, I am straight up looking him in the eye and punching him in the tit. And then that penance shit. We're throwing hands.
What about you, Dan?
X-Men would definitely be from Marvel. I think outside of Turtles, X-Men's my biggest kind of fandom. I've followed
Which
that.
version?
Really,
Well, he would make it his own version. That's the thing.
Yeah, I would love to do my shit. I would love to do my own, but really any. And
The Uncanny X-Men.
X-Men's probably the only.
Nice. I heard that.
The only team that I really could do any era. I really love. We had some horrible writers over the years for some of it, but I'll take for art. I loved it. I'll take some pocket era X-Men and just throw cargo shorts on everybody and extra knives and claws. I'm down. DC. I've never been a huge DC guy. I'm trying to get more into it thanks to our boy Randy here. He's always pushing it. I don't know. I would love to do like Titans or even what's the big team that is it just Justice League of America?
Well, if you don't know the team, you can't do the art. Sorry. I got to draw a line right there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't really know.
Yeah,
DC that well.
I'll draw that one with that Bitman.
That's not true at all, Stephen, because the last time we had a Turtles thing on, most of the people didn't know who the Turtles were. They were like, "Oh, I'll draw Last Ronin."
I missed that part. I do remember someone calling it Ralph instead of Ralph.
Ralph and Mickey.
They almost got excommunicated. All of a sudden, Happy Days shows up in our TMNT show. Right, I'm showing my age.
Dude, I'll do a Happy Days show.
Happy Days mashup.
Yeah. Happy Days Turtles. We'll do Leo jumping Armagon.
Well, it would be that would be a Muppet mashup night, but it would be the Happy Days universe, so that would also include Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy.
Okay, I'm down.
So Donnie loves Chachi.
Donnie loves Chachi.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Love it.
Well, would Raphael be the Fonz?
He wishes he'd be the Fonz. He'd be more of Chachi. He wouldn't be the Fonz. No.
Chachi. Man, that guy became such a douchebag, eh? God.
Hey, separate the art from the actor. Chachi was still awesome. He's a douchebag. But
yeah, he's a douchebag,
yeah. I mean, he still gave us Charles in Charge, God damn it. And I will forever be grateful for that show.
Only because of Nicole Eggert.
Hey, yeah, I didn't think I needed to state it, but if you want to, point out the obvious, you go right ahead. I still
Now-
have to
now, if
stop
we-
walking when I hear that theme song.
This is the thing: is if you did a Happy Days Turtles mashup, would Splinter be Arnold?
Arnold, 100%.
Mhm.
100%. Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
That'd be
But
great.
which Arnold? It becomes the question.
Oh,
Is he white Arnold or Asian Arnold?
Well, it depends on where your shredder source is coming from. If you're gonna go from the Jackass movie version, he could be the old white guy too.
Casey says, "Let's go edgy and make Shredder the Fonz."
See, I want Donnie and Mike as Lenny and Squiggy.
100%.
Oh, that would be
oh
great.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you know,
Bebop and Rocksteady.
you're right. I
Yeah,
retract.
actually,
I
that could work
retract.
too.
Yep. Nope. You're
That
right.
could work too. Yeah.
No, I totally retract. That's a much better offer.
No, so Casey's got to be the Fawn so we can make April Pinky.
See, I was going with AC or Casey for the Fonz for sure, but I didn't even put the April Pink part. That's perfect. Yeah, this is almost as good as our WWE Batman night.
It's just gonna be random mashups.
Yeah, that's what next season will be. Just every night's a mashup.
I think like just keeping an open-ended mashup makes it so much fun too. Like, rather than have it streamlined down into like different fandoms, you just keep it open-ended. Like it's just mashup night. So if you wanted to do,
Says the person who
Yeah.
tapped an empty blank of paper for 20 minutes last week. Yeah, I'll leave you with no guidance. You got it, buddy.
well, I was ill prepared last week.
Yeah, you don't always have one in the chamber ready to go.
And that was the shocking part. Mike normally, walks in, with 3 ideas and 2 of them he's already trashed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's a lot of
or
self-loathing.
he'll stop halfway and be like, "I don't like that."
Oh yeah, all the time. That's just every day though. That's just being an illustrator. Like I've been trying to draw this really tricky scene in Dodge right now that's just busting my ass, and it's really a hard scene to draw, and just because it's logistically a hard thing to draw. It's a bunch of figures in a tight space fighting, and it's being observed from a different perspective, and it's just a really without reference, without really the ability to create reference. It's kind of a tricky thing. So I've been working through that a little bit.
Issue 4.
For issue 4, yeah, I'm drawing issue 4 now. That's all I'm doing. Actually, I'm basically doing tags with you guys sometimes, and then I'm going to be drawing Dodge. I haven't really had any cover work in a while, and I'm just going to be working on my comic and maybe opening up some space to finally tackle the commissions that people have been waiting for a million years and stuff like that. Just trying to open up a little bit more space for that kind of work.
So, you're talking about your non-turtle commissions that you put away because you didn't feel like drawing anything but turtles.
Yeah, like honestly, for a while there, the turtle stuff did take over for sure. It was kind of like a make hay while the sun shines kind of thing, because ever since I started working on the Ronin stuff, it really just opened up so many doors and made so many changes in my career at the time. So yeah, basically I was kind of still switched off for commissions, and I wasn't really doing a lot of shows or anything during the pandemic, obviously. But yeah, I just sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Woo! Sorry. Whoop. Just fell right out of my head. La la la. Anyway, sorry guys. Talked myself right into the fucking corner there, man. I don't even know where I was going with that. Shit. Yeah, sorry. The turtle stuff ended up taking precedence over just about everything else. My list is enormous. It's a long list, and it goes back to like 2020, early 2020. So I've been trying to do stuff as I can, but it's really it's been tough. It's been tough. I've been lucky to be busy and everything, but now going into the new year, like the hope is to have Dodge finished in January so that we can run the Kickstarter in the early part of the new year and get that going. And then after that, I kind of just want to do my own projects for a while. I take a break from some comic stuff maybe and just work on some different stuff, maybe my own books. Erica and I have some ideas about books we'd like to try to do or projects we'd like to work on. And Stefan and I want to work on a comic together. We got some ideas for a comic and stuff. And
I haven't got one for you, but I'm waiting for Dodge to end. I'm not talking anybody else, but yeah, when you're ready, you let me know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I want to, and the reality is when Dodge is over, I kind of, I may take a little break and just do like a little art project for myself that's like not pages, just for a little while, just to kind of refresh my energy, because I do find sequentials are kind of an ass kicker sometimes, in context with other work and stuff. So
yeah, do you find that kills kind of like your just creative flow when you get stuck working on the same thing too much?
Yeah, I mean, I just find it's all the problem solving with pages. Like I find if I'm in a thrust of drawing a bunch of pages, I really have a hard time sleeping because I'm always trying to figure out the best way to get from the top left of the page down to the bottom right. Like the best way to direct the eye, the best way to direct the viewer. Because every page there's a million solutions to do the same thing, and the trick is finding the confidence to do the one you want to do, the right one, the best one. That's my problem anyway. With a cover, you've only got one problem to solve. You got to sell the book. You got to make an image that's going to sell the book. You got to make it strong and appealing, and not too misleading, but maybe a little bit of mystery, something that's got a grab to it. But with a page, there's just so many things to think about. And so many decisions you make in your layout that can affect later pages and problems that you hadn't even thought of yet, that arise out of a character design or an ill decision on how to lay out a scene or whatever the case may be. So I do find it's a whole different set of muscles doing interiors, and it wears me out a little bit. I get into it, and then it kind of shuts me down a little while.
I get that for sure.
Michael Pena wants to know if you have last year's covers planned at all, Mike.
Last year's covers, man. I wish I was doing a last year's cover. Man, I've seen some beautiful ones today. Danny Harrell, friend of the show, he showed me like a bunch of JPEGs of some of the covers that are coming out, and there are some beautiful ones.
There's some nice.
I love
ones.
Santaluco's cover; it's gorgeous. I love that cover.
Let's not be throwing that F word around so easily. Yeah,
huh?
Danny. Sure, he's been on the show and he watches the show, but come on, friend of the show.
The F word, yeah.
I love how Danny suddenly realized he had an accent after watching the replay.
Dude, when he first talked, I was not ready for that. I was like, I don't know why I didn't even think of it, because he's not the first person I've talked to from Alabama, but man, he hit me with that. I was like, nope, I need a moment.
It's a great accent. I love it.
Yeah, he was like, apparently I had an accent.
Real quick, sorry to
interrupt
there, Rob. Hey, Steve, are you able to pull your camera back a little bit? Or okay, put your art there. There you go. Okay, we can see it a little better now.
Hey, check that out. That shredder is pretty sick.
So that's going to be the new Things Are Getting Sketchy Christmas card this year?
It could be.
Yeah.
I just love that you tied the antler to Craig's head.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it has to be full on. Yeah, tied.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
That's great.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Okay, so Casey wants the artist's opinion. Is it better to come with one strong piece for tags or have like 8 sketches and just pick 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
For myself, I'm not really fast, so I'm only trying multiple pieces today just to see if I can. But typically I just do one piece when I'm on the show, and I usually don't have time to come up with a plan. But sometimes I don't mind. Like a day like today, I had a whole other idea for tonight. I was want to do a really, really big piece, but then I found this paper and it changed the course of my plans. And so I just kind of let it go with that. I didn't really have a plan except to draw all 4 turtles tonight. That's all I know.
Nice. All right. So you said you don't have any Lost Years covers planned for any of the issues?
I don't know. I haven't been asked to do a cover for that book at all. I'd love to though. Yeah, no plans as of yet. No covers at all on deck right now. Just going to work on Dodge, and
Nice.
it's all right.
Somebody get this man a cover.
Yeah, say, all right, all you comic stars watching this,
Somebody get this man a cover.
Probably too late for number 1, and they did make it a little bit harder for retailers this time around with the minimums being so high, as far as I understand. But
they were ridiculous.
It's unless you're selling rice, selling 2,000 of anything is hard. I think really, and it makes it a very, very tough front end investment. I think for most small retailers.
Well, plus you have those damages issues because it's all coming from Penguin.
Well, that's it, and we've had, disasters happen, right? Like actual disasters happen.
Yeah, you don't want to run into what they ran into with STCC last year.
Oh man, that was just hard to look at the pictures of it.
Like 3 pallets of books just trash.
Wait, what was that? I missed that one.
The SDCC Last Ronin books, the exclusives were just utterly destroyed. There was photos of them just smashed to shit on pallets.
Wow.
Wet. They looked wet. I can't remember if they were wet or not. They just looked like they were just smashed garbage though. And it really was a major setback, I think. That book had a few time setbacks, which I think hurt it in the long run. But overall, it's still just an incredible success, and I'm sure the sequel is going to, or the prequel is going to be, going to have that same kind of heat. Maybe not the super hot heat that the first series had, but going to be cool.
Yeah, that's what Randy says. Damages are the reason he's only doing 500 for the pre-orders of Santos cover.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. Just in case you lose, so many of them. Right. Yeah. It's
because you never know.
Well, that I once, Justin, back in 2021, I think, early 2021, he wanted to do that D&D cover for the Spine of the World, and I was super stoked about that, and I did a big full painted like front and back wraparound cover. I loved it. It was my favorite cover. And we got a print run, I think, of like 950 or 1,000 of that, and 960 of them or something insane were destroyed in shipping, like totally destroyed. So literally I think there was less than 50 copies of that existed. And so whenever I see that book, someone brings it to my table to sign it, I always try to tell them how lucky they are to have it, because, I think Justin just took the refund on that because the books were just beyond saving. Like there was nothing you could do. So it happens. It's brutal.
Yeah, that's right, Stefan. They're getting late 90s gross again. I thought the industry would have learned its lesson by now, but
no, they will never learn. If there's $1 to grab, they're gonna grab it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how long IDW milks this cash cow, because they don't have G.I. Joe, they don't have Transformers.
Remember how
the places I want to look in the future, like I want to do some Conan stuff with Titan. That's my plan. You got Jim Zub writing it and Rob De La Torre doing the artwork. Rob De La Torre is the second coming of John Buscema. The guy's an utter genius. I've never seen anyone draw like him before. So I can't wait for that Conan run. I'd love to get a piece of that series, man, doing some covers or doing anything. And the other one is, I know Stan Sakai took Usagi to Dark Horse, and he has his own imprint there where he wants to open it up to other creators to work on in his world with his characters.
Yes,
Fuck,
please.
man, I go bananas to do something.
Wait, really? That's the
Yeah.
first time hearing of that. That's insane.
Yeah, he's really, I guess, I don't know the story, but yeah, he pulled up roots from IDW, went back to Dark Horse,
Right.
and they gave him his own imprint, and he's going to be doing his own Usagi imprint, basically, out of Dark Horse. Yeah, so I'm jacked about that. I don't know. I've never done work for Dark Horse other than directly for them. Like I did work years ago. I did a cover of like Conan and Red Sonja team up with Dynamite that Dark Horse had done, and I actually did an Usagi piece for Dark Horse years ago when they did that 30th anniversary of Usagi art book.
Yeah.
Which was an awesome thing to be a part of. And anyway, yeah. So I love the character. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Stan by far is one of my biggest idols in the
Oh, for sure, man. For
the
sure.
way he's held on to his IP and just the passion and he's like the samurai of illustration.
Yeah, man.
He's got so much like internal honor about his work.
His drawings just make me so happy. When every time I look at his drawings, I just there's a joy to them. And the thing about it too is I love how he's been able to take, such serious historical material and be able to tell about violent wars and battle, but do it in a way that is all ages friendly and really just stylistically cool to show the little ghosts leaving as he kills these ninjas off. I love that shit. I think that is the coolest, one of the classiest things.
Yep. Sure.
Stefan, is it just me, or is the little avatar in the corner of my screen Bob?
Your point being.
I looked at it. I'm like, wait a second.
Yes, I forgot to change the avatar here. But thanks for calling me out publicly. Even though we don't have a private chat going on. Fuckstick.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, let me go take care of the prima donna's issues real quick. Be right back.
Oh no, you don't. You ain't
No.
It's too late now.
Yeah, can't have that happening.
Once fuck stick is used, it's over.
That's right.
Can't take that one back.
And it wasn't fuck stick; it was fuck stick.
Yeah, I put some Ike Turner stank on that one. You know it was coming in.
Wade's calling us out for language.
Wade needs to be on a different show then. He came to the wrong fucking show if he's worried about language.
I'm surprised Wade's awake right now. So he's usually complaining about how he slept through the end of an auction, or I didn't know what was going on.
I'm not sure.
So, real quick, I'm about to bring some old man crankiness into this.
Ooh,
yeah.
You're talking my language now.
Good. So, has anybody seen the trailer for the new Indiana Jones movie?
Yes.
No, but I just saw I saw the thumbnail for it and chose not to watch it.
I will just drop two fucking words here: time travel.
It's the dial of destiny, man.
Time travel. Yep. Because whenever you have a franchise that needs a boost, you throw time travel into it.
Well, listen, the logical progression is
it worked for Turtles 3.
They started with it went from religious to horror, back to religious to aliens, and then time travel. That's the logical progression.
And also, it went from Nazis to that shit crazy magic, which was awesome. Don't get me wrong, I like the second one. Back to Nazis. Then they brought in Russians, which just didn't play because they brought in aliens on top of the Russians. They could have easily just kept it Russians, and it could have been an awesome Cold War piece.
Yeah,
because
is that what you find the issue is for you? Like, are you? Is it one of those things where you're not sure if you want Indy to cross into that supernatural in such a blatant way, or like an extraterrestrial, like the alien stuff or the magic stuff? Like, is it a step too far?
No, not at all. I mean, because the first one, you have, the Ark of the Covenant. I mean, that was pretty magical. That whole
Sure,
moment.
yeah.
The second one was pure, witchcraft magical, which I was fine with. The third one, Holy Grail, was fine. It's just that fourth one. It's not that it was like, okay, so now you went from, arcane magic to, oh no, sci-fi.
Right.
And now it's like, and that just pivots the entire story structure of this character. That would be like taking Luke and Vader and all of a sudden throwing them into like, Game of Thrones. It's not their world. It doesn't fit. It doesn't. They don't play well together. It doesn't mesh. Like, all of a
Who
sudden,
would Jar Jar Binks be in the Game of Thrones universe?
oh, he would be the goddamn king.
Yep, King Joffrey.
Right. Yeah. Misa,
Just
put
be
your head on the
evil and
pike.
shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Was there ever a more hated prick than King Joffrey in that?
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks.
Television
That's why we got the
history,
parallel connection.
Just an absolutely wretched person. Like I feel like that kid's never going to get another acting job again because that role is just so wretched. Just that character is so horrible.
Well, the only other thing I saw him in was Batman Begins.
Yeah, when he was a little guy, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why you didn't care he almost died from Two-Face.
Sorry.
It's why you almost didn't care that Two-Face almost killed him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, I got sidetracked. Where we're yeah, as far as Joffrey goes, I mean, that was a perfect character though to hate. I mean, like,
Oh yeah.
And it was a well-written character to hate. Oh, Mike, look at that.
So that's number one done.
Oh, great,
Got a
Michelangelo.
perfect little border on it too. Those are awesome.
Donatello. Yeah.
I know.
the research.
Just trying to see
All
how much
right.
shade I can get thrown at me.
All right. Who's going to be next? Let's go with Leo next.
And if you have time,
Blue's a little bit strong, but it's
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Excuse me, guys.
oh, Alicia said watching Mike remove tape is magical. It's I guess it's the final reveal. That's what
It's like an ASMR
or
video.
Alicia. Yeah, I was
Like
about to
a
say,
type
or
of
Alicia
ASMR.
likes ASMR.
Yeah.
Damn it, beat me to the punch on that one.
Sometimes it's like you get a little bit of tear on the paper, and it's like, ooh, it's like it goes from being like a caress into an Indian sunburn, or rope burn or whatever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, ASMR, autonomous sensory Mike Rooth.
There it is. Oh,
What's your worst experience with removing tape? 'Cause I know you got
Oh man.
a Brazilian. Oh wait. Homemade Brazilian. It was rough.
Homemade Brazilian.
It's like that scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Kelly Clarkson.
Man o' lantern. I've had some bad ones, man. The trick is to tear away from the work. You got to pull it this way away. If you pull it towards this way, then you can get the tear go right across the work. So that's something you learn the hard way one time, hopefully, and then you never do it again. But yeah, it's I've had some bad tears, man. Sometimes it's a case of like, weirdly enough, like I just get like dollar store like green masking tape here. I used to spend the money on like so-called fancy low tack, artist tape, but I always found those actually tore way more than this stuff does. This stuff I'll just weaken a little bit. Sometimes I'll run a piece of tape off my forehead a few times just to kind of take some of the it basically kind of greases up the tape a little bit and makes it so it doesn't tear the page, or it's less liable to tear the page. But oh yeah, I've had some catastrophic tears for sure, peeling the tape off.
That's terrible. Yeah, I stick with blue tape and the green frog tape.
Yeah, the blue duct tape is the one that's just actually called duct tape. I actually like that stuff, but I don't see it as often. I have some white tape like this, the same brand, but for some reason the white tape is way stronger than the green. I liked it because I thought it would make nice. It's a wider roll; it would make nice, bigger edges. But yeah, it actually was lifting up the paper a lot. So too strong.
I found this. This is a washi paper tape. It's by 3M, but I freaking love it now. That's what I've been using for watercolors. It's way less stick than like your blue tape.
I was gonna say that looks like a straight up roll of duct tape.
Is that one of those ones you lay down and then you wet it to for it to adhere to the page?
No, it is pre adhered.
Yeah,
but it's that super thin washi paper, so it's like more like a rice paper.
I gotta look that up. That looks cool.
But it's pretty thin. It's almost transparent.
Great, huh? Back in just a sec, guys. Sorry, just give me like 5 minutes. Sorry.
I realized why I had so much tape. My tape was holding my lamp in place on my desk.
Fingernail was holding the Band-Aid on, sir. Oh, sorry. Strike that. Reverse it. Jared says, whoever gets the piece, do they pay extra for forehead grease?
No, but if they're into cloning,
got a whole army go. That's how you army build.
That's right.
Did any of you see the watch that YouTube series of the guy who was cloning Cosby's?
No, I never even heard of it.
So he crazy weird thing, but the like twist of it is every 10th Cosby he cloned had a superpower. All the other ones were just like a small segment of Cosby. So it'd be like the Cosby in the bath or Cosby eating pudding, or they just be that one specific thing. But every 10th one was a superhero, and they had the 10 superheroes collectively got together to figure out how to destroy all the other Cosbys. Really weird thing, but hilarious.
Steve, Jesse Champion says, what's up?
One of my guys from work. He said he was going to try to embarrass me on here, so. But he knows come Monday, if he does, he's going to get the worst route in the office.
That's a bit of power throw there. Yeah, all right. The USPS flex.
I also think he underestimated the people that you were hanging out with tonight. If anyone's going to embarrass you, it's one of us. But right now, are you coloring that tonight, Steve? Please tell me.
Probably not. I've been up since 4:30 for work, so I figure probably around 10 o'clock, whatever's done tomorrow morning.
That's looking awesome.
That's
if
quitter
you do a
time.
business card, I definitely want one.
Yeah, dude, the inks on that are great.
I'm loving it. It's so perfect.
And the shredder's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
I might have to see if I can throw on, I don't know where, some of the little orphan aliens from the Michelangelo special.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about those.
Yeah. Neutrinos as elves.
Yeah.
Well, you got Kala as Cindy Lou Who.
I was thinking about doing that as Mikey.
Holy crap, that is so perfect. You thought we weren't going to be watching Mike tape or do something for 20 minutes.
Oh, don't worry. In the next 20 minutes, Mike will knock out another piece.
I know. And change. What's funny is he's trying to prove that he's fast tonight. He doesn't think so. And before the show started, I was complaining how you were too fast. So
well, it's like I told you, and I told both of you guys, like when we first got, set up to do these. Oh shit. I just had a picture fall off the wall. Excuse me a second, guys. But when we first set up to do these guys, I was like, don't worry about being too fast. Not everybody's Mike Rooth. You'll get faster as you go along.
Man, it's Hugh though. Hugh is just like, because he'll go direct to ink sometimes, man, and he'll just like lay it out and just straight with the brush pen, like no pencils, and it's just, it's just a crazy thing to behold sometimes. So yeah, once in a while, this is a much faster technique. I get the results I want almost instantly. So it's a fun technique. I want to do something kind of different tonight. It was either that or it was going to be a big, dirty Usagi piece on tan paper, probably. Big winter scene painting or something like that. But maybe next time.
Drawn exclusively with a Christmas tree, right, Mike?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
The whole tree, though. You can't break a branch off.
That's right, yeah. You got to wield it by the trunk.
We all know next week is drawing with candy canes, all right?
It's a beautiful utensil. You can change its shape at any point.
All right, what's Leo doing? Let's get this guy sorted out. What you doing, Leo? All right.
All right. What am I looking at?
Get the knife here. Actually,
I'm gonna wait.
How's that shredder looking on the other side, Dan?
That's what I'm just about to start. I'm gonna wait because I gotta add in some paint on that one.
No, for sure.
I don't want to flip it. So we're gonna start this sucker.
Ghost claws.
But I'm gonna re-up my drinking meantime.
Oh yeah, what is everybody drinking tonight?
I think Mike stepped away and Dan stepped away.
I'm right here and I'm just
Celsius.
trimming my eraser. I'm drinking well, it'd be really good with vodka or something like that in it, but I'm drinking just like I think it's called bilberry thing from IKEA. It's like a berry drink that I've mixed with just club soda, so it's like a blueberry soda I'm drinking basically.
Is it from like the IKEA restaurant or?
Yeah, like the food section in the IKEA, like where they sell
Okay.
like their evil little chocolates and stuff like that.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know you guys had IKEA in Canada.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, since the pandemic, IKEA stopped carrying their Swedish fish.
Oh really?
Well, because they don't have the bin areas, where you scoop things,
Right.
where you get some Swedish fish and hepatitis. So yeah,
The
they
pick a
don't
mix.
yeah. So yeah, they don't do that anymore. So because they had the best Swedish fish because it was different, but like actually didn't taste like it was flavored with red number 9.
Have you ever had the that Swedish fish flavored vodka?
Whoa, get a loop back here. But no, I have not.
That stuff's dangerous. Real dangerous.
Weird.
From you.
Yeah,
Looks
but I
like-
don't know why.
My fault
I
for
don't know.
hiring a radio guy for video.
That's what happens when you put me on camera, man.
I think we're good now.
So have any of you guys got any more shows to do this year, or are you done for the year now?
I am definitely done for the year.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the year is just working on commissions and trying to build up my portfolio, really.
Right on, man. Yeah.
Post office owns me for the next couple months, so
Yeah.
Mike, you got a question here?
Sure.
Where'd it go? Oh,
Carol.
Aunt Carol wants to know what you're making for her tonight.
I'm making 4 turtles tonight. Well, ideally 4, maybe at least 2, but certainly I'm going to go for 4. if I can.
Well, you got the first one done in an hour, so at that pace, we're looking.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like if I can kind of pick up some speed now that I kind of have that flow going. I just kind of wanted to establish that first one to get a sense of how I want to frame them all up into each piece. Like I kind of had something down here a second ago, but I rubbed it out because I didn't make them big enough. I want to keep them all roughly the same size on each page. You know, they're just bust shots really, but I want to have them all roughly the same.
I like how you framed them out though, you know, so
yeah,
you know, it's got its own mat on it.
Yeah, it's already got its own mat basically, and I've kept them more or less the same. Like it should be just pretty much the same all the way around, all four sides. So yeah, should work out all right. It's fun just to kind of sketch this way too, and if I don't get, you know, if it doesn't go the way I want it to go, I can just grab I got a little piece of paper towel here, just a little tear paper towel that I use to rub the charcoal down. I can just rub it on again and remove my lines, go back to the ground again, and I can erase out areas as I need to. It's a fun little technique. I found when I was teaching, I used to do this lesson, and it was a good lesson to do for people of any art level. And it was what I would do is I would give everyone this photograph of Pablo Picasso. I just love this photograph, but what I like about it, it's got a pure black, it's got stark highlights, it's also got some midtones. And what I would do is I would give every student the exact same image, and they would tape off an area on that manila paper, like a kind of like a heavy newsprint paper, and they would do a charcoal rubbing, but it would have to be the exact same size. And then what I would do is I would make them all turn the image upside down, and they weren't allowed to touch the picture. They had to reference it upside down. So they basically had to do the drawing upside down. And the reason I did that was when you're growing as an artist and you're learning different techniques, your brain picks up bad habits and it plays tricks on itself. Like if I tell you to picture a crown in your head, your brain paints a picture of either like a king's crown or a queen's crown, or maybe some kind of circlet, but everyone's got an image of a crown. So your brain wants to go and use familiar shapes and familiar forms for things that it recognizes as what they should be. So by giving them an upside down challenge, they were no longer looking at a drawing of Pablo Picasso. They're just looking at a collection of black, white, and mid tones. And so these are some of the students' pieces that came out of it. And they all did the same technique. They all had to draw it upside down. And they all got kind of cool, different results. So anyway, yeah.
Jason said he thought you were going to say Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar.
Honestly, I did. Cool. When he first said Pablo, that was where I was going to.
That would be a nice little addition on certain tags nights. Like the challenge tonight is to draw your piece upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to go on cocaine.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, exactly. Do a non-dominant hand night or something where everyone has to draw with the wrong hand. Something like that would be kind of fun.
I don't know, but I kind of feel like I missed out. I would have killed to have Mike Rooth as my art teacher.
Oh, thanks,
learning
man.
Some of this crazy stuff.
Well, it's just, I learned a lot of different things. Honestly, when I draw with twigs and stuff like that, a lot of that came from that. We had this one class where we had this illustrator, Joe Morris, who's one of the best illustrators in Canada. The guy is just amazing, award-winning illustrator, and he's the director of the illustration program at the college, or he was around the time that I left, anyway. And he would do these cool multimedia classes where we'd have to bring our own art tools in that we either found or fashioned ourselves. And, we got some really interesting results that always were surprising. And that was kind of part of it, was coming up with something that was just going to kind of surprise us a little bit and maybe make us look at things in a different way than we normally would. Because it's very easy to get into patterns and into habits when you're drawing. It's very easy to just kind of get stagnated. And you need to, kind of make yourself uncomfortable sometimes and do some different things.
Yep.
Get
Jason
out of your
said
comfort
that would be
zone.
that would be the shortest tags ever on Coke.
I disagree. It could be the longest if we do it right. You go 24 to 36 hours on cocaine. I mean,
This show went off the rails.
oh, wah, wah, wah. I gotta reload the sad trombone noise for this.
Mike's over here making me miss art school.
Right? We need to have like Mike Rooth online art school.
I know. There we go. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny. Like, I appreciate you saying that. Like, Stefan and I had talked about that many times about doing a art tutorial kind of show where it's just like, today we're going to learn about ink and all kinds of different crazy shit you can do with ink or whatever. And yeah, there's lots of potential there for sure. It's a hard thing to schedule, but you know, if Stefan was available, we could make it happen. I mean,
if I'm available, you're really throwing this one on me. Okay.
No, I'm just saying you always open it up to make it, you know, to be available for it. It's a hard thing to schedule in context with tags and everything else. Sometimes that's all. It's just a tricky thing to find time for. But I would love to do something like that. I tried to do that for a bit on my Instagram feed, but I wasn't really getting a lot of traction with it. I couldn't stay consistent with it. But yeah, there's lots of things we could teach people, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the best thing about school, though, is just getting to play.
Yeah, and just being kind of in the same boat. Like I missed that when I was in illustration. Like we'd all be given the same assignment, maybe even the same book or the same subject to tackle, but we would have to each do it in our own unique way and do it in such a way where it wasn't obvious we were stealing someone else's idea, because everyone had, you know, there was obviously a couple of things that were going to be people's you know, go-to idea to tackle a problem. A lot of people would have the same approach depending on what the subject was. But yeah, I miss that sense of everyone being in the same boat and having to solve that problem. Like it'd be cool to do a night where, you know, we actually just all drew the same character. You know, maybe it's like Dr. Doom night or something like that, and we just all draw Dr. Doom in our own unique way. Just, you know, or do you know, that way you have something like we have a character that's got some chrome, it's got some fabric, you know, maybe some magical effects. There's some different things you could do, artistically speaking. You know, whereas you have a character like, suppose it's Chewbacca night and everyone's drawn Chewbacca. How does everyone approach the fur? How does everyone approach the, you know, the bowcaster, whatever's in the image? Like
all freaking bow down to Hugh and just say he draws fur better than any of us.
No, you just gotta draw the original concept Macquarie sketch where it was just like a bald guy with a mustache.
Yeah. I love some of that stuff though, man. It's so good.
But you know, I mean, well, last Turtles, a couple of you guys did Usagi.
It's true. Yeah.
You know, and then the one before that, like when we had Paul and Michael Berglund and stuff, a couple people did Ronin. You know, so you do get. True. But I do like the idea of, like, you know, everybody drawing the same thing, just to see the differences.
Yeah. It's kind of a fun way. Like that's how they do the sketch battles and stuff in the Toronto shows up here. They'll do like a pick a character and pick an occupation or an activity, and that, you know, both artists are drawing the same thing.
You can leave that.
You get some pretty interesting results sometimes. You know, different problem solving. How people go about solving the same problem, basically.
I mean, we could bring back Leatherhead doing yoga.
Yeah, absolutely could. Absolutely. That was fun.
I like the challenges, stuff like that. It's
it puts you on the spot for sure. It's great, you know.
But it forces you to play, and I like that.
Yeah.
That's I mean,
I don't know, it sounds too much like improv, and I just won't be a part of that. You might as well ask me to do karaoke. Both are hard nose.
Oh, I'll do karaoke any day.
Ugh.
I used to do it 3 times a week. I was a terrible singer, but it was fun.
Doesn't make it any better. That just makes it more often.
Just makes more often.
But you said you were trying to get him to put the expo in September, but then you run into a problem. That means I have to go out to New Hampshire and Canada in the same month.
No, you just make it a little extended trip.
Yeah.
No, you just ride back with him.
Yeah. Like I said, we meet, drive up, we go to Granite, then we go across the border.
If anybody's riding back home with Stefan, it would be you, Dan.
In the trunk.
Both live in Florida. Get in the trunk, Dan. I'll wake you up.
I'm ready for that driving.
I'll wake you up when we cross into Florida. That's great.
Yeah, well, I say September, but that's just a non-November month is really what I was aiming for.
Oh, I'm cool with it being in October as long as it doesn't overlap with New York.
Yeah. I'd like to try to do New York this year. I'm going to definitely apply. I don't think we hear back about it C2E2 until middle of December. So we'll see if I got into the show then. But
we gotta try and get you out to either Motor City or Astronomicon one of these days, Mike.
Yeah, man. If Motor City, the only thing Motor City, sometimes it's the same weekend as the East Coast Expo in Moncton.
Yeah.
Which I don't like to miss if I can help it. But
well, they started 2 years ago. They started doing a fall edition, so they have a spring edition and a fall edition. But I think you would be. I mean, it's not super heavy Turtles presence. I mean, it's starting to since the Rona and everything. But
sure,
there's a con in March, end of March, early April called Astronomicon, and it's heavy wrestling preference.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
I think I want to maybe try Wicked Con too. Like I want, get back, do some Boston area shows and stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Come down to MegaCon down here.
Who was the last person to go to C2E2? How were the Artist Alley pricing? Casey's asking if they're still expensive and difficult to get.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still kind of, I don't know if it's how they do it. It's a whole approval process. I typically get into the show, but I very often can't go. You kind of they give you a notification in mid-December, and then I think you have kind of until the end of January to pay for your table. I think the tables, last time I checked, they're still around $500 USD, which is quite a lot. But
actually, that's not.
It's the best. It's the best Artist Alley there is, in terms of big shows. It's really, really an impressive Artist Alley. Mike Negan is the man, in that world for sure. And I miss the show. It's been ages since I've been to Chicago. I just love Chicago too. It's a fun place. But honestly, the only one I actually have for sure locked down, well, as far as I know, in 2023 is returning to Granite. I imagine I'll be doing a couple Canadian shows around here, but I've applied to a few different Fan Expo shows, and they have since come and gone, and I wasn't notified whether I even got in or not. So I don't know that I'll be doing a lot of Fan Expo shows in the coming year, but we shall see. But yeah, Chicago would be a lot of fun. It's just a very pricey trip when you start to factor in the hotel and everything. We'll probably drive it, but it's a lot. It's a lot for sure to justify the cost of.
I'd like to make it to C2E2 this year. I missed it last year, but now that it's back in March, it might be a little easier.
Yeah. Now that they're back on the regular schedule, yeah.
Well, that way, I mean, half the reason I didn't go last year is because or this year, whatever, I didn't want to be in Chicago when the weather got cold. So
because it's so much colder than Michigan.
It's a lot windier.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay.
It is windy.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah. It's cold.
I mean,
we get lake effect wind. We get lake effect wind, and it does get cold here. But
yeah, yeah. I remember one year Erica and I were in C2E2, and man, we drove through like 5 snowstorms to get there, and I remember once we were there, yeah, it was cold. Like it was just generally very, very cold the whole weekend long. We had a little bit of a walk to and from the show. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, it was chilly, man. Like I don't mind that though. I'm kind of built for the cold, but doesn't bother me in the least, really. But I was kind of surprised how cold I found it.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about the Midwest and Canada. I mean, the wind is what makes it cold.
Oh yeah.
I thought the temperature
wouldn't
was what
nearly
made
be
it
as cold without. Yeah, but I mean the temperature is deceiving because it's always a good feels a good 10 degrees colder because of the wind.
Right.
I'm tired of you guys complaining about the cold. It's 67 here right now.
I wouldn't be able to handle Florida. I don't think, man. I'd go crazy. The heat would just actually get to me mentally. I think
the way I look at it is, you guys just had 2 or 3 back-to-back hurricanes.
Two, but I know it's difficult to count. Yeah.
There's a reason why I live where the air hurts my face for 3 months out of the year.
And I just want to point out that only one hurricane hit us. Me, specifically us. But kind of sucked. But hey.
Well, yeah, you had to. What were you? You were taking care of 3 houses or something, you were saying?
Well, yeah, because I got some elderly neighbors, so I always have to take care of their stuff. So, but I mean, that's actually not the part of it. Is the actual damage afterwards that sucks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's 29 degrees here right now. Not too bad.
Is that American or that weird Celsius shit?
Oh no, it's Fahrenheit.
Okay, good.
It's 29 and it feels like 19.
Yeah. And that's in your basement.
No, luckily this office is it's the furnace room is right there, so it's probably the warmest room in the house. I had to put it in a dehumidifier just because I was worried about all my books and stuff.
Damn, you could sell that water for a lot of money right now. All right, so oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nope.
No, you go ahead.
No.
No, I was gonna say I see Casey's asking a bunch of questions about C2E2. Casey, did you go to C2E2 last year or this year?
Is Casey Wilson?
Yeah.
KC. Put a harder emphasis on that other syllable. So that way it doesn't sound like Casey. You're saying KC.
Yeah. It's one of those Wisconsin things, right?
No, it's just using initials instead of having a name named Casey. So I was just trying to help out.
What?
So you're not going to read her answer. You're just going to nod to it. And yes,
Hang
Casey
on.
goes there.
She says she goes every year.
Damn, Rob's getting murked.
Response.
If you'd like to know the answer, please join our Patreon.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
All right. Tease him with the lead in.
Yeah. She says she'll answer to anything as long as it's not insulting.
Oh, are you on the wrong show too? I mean, how are the people that finding the
So you go every year as a attendee or as an artist, Casey?
Or a little bit of both.
I guess you can go every year with both, but
That's how I used to do it.
Sounds really.
You don't go without spending money, no matter what side of the table you're on.
It's true.
Looks like Steven got to Randy's favorite part, the stabbing.
Stabbing paper.
Stabbing.
You should make little pew 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 noises when you do it.
I'll never forget. Granted, 3 years ago when I gave Jim Lawson and Steve Levine both a piece with a lot of stippling, and they both looked at me and asked me if I was crazy for doing that much stippling. I said, "I work for the post office. What do you think?" It all makes sense.
That's awesome. Oh, Casey said she hasn't yet had a table as an artist, but they always go as attendees.
Oh, yeah, it's a cool show.
My absolute
Yeah,
favorite.
that's one I've
It's been a
always
long time since I've been to C2E2. I was gonna go last year or this year, but
Got the best breakfast place in the world called the 11. Is it called the 11 Spot? What's that place called, Erica? What's that place in Chicago called? 11 City Diner, something like that. It's where Tom Waits. There's a meal there named after Tom Waits, like it was Tom Waits 2 a.m. special, I think it's called.
it used to be called something else.
It might have been, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
sure.
feel like I've been there, but it was called something else. That's interesting.
Apologize if you guys hear that crying dog in the background. It's my neighbor's dog. It's they're shitty people that shouldn't have dogs, basically.
Leaving their dog outside.
I think the dog, no, he's not outside, but he's being crated, I think. And so whenever they're not home, he howls and howls, and there's just actually no peace from it at all.
That sucks.
So it's no good.
That's my side hustle. Is that?
Yeah, Dan
Walking.
walks dogs and takes care of dogs for a living. Dan's got like an army.
I do. That's why it was funny, Stefan, when you posted that picture of me with the dog. I'm like, that's not even my dog.
Perfect. So you have dogs the way I have cats. I have almost as many cats that aren't mine in my house that are mine.
Yeah. I love it.
Wait, how many of those cats are yours, or is Peanut just yours?
No, Peanut's mine, Tucker's mine, Binky's mine, Negro is my neighbor's, but might as well be mine now. And then TC is the newest stray that is finding his way inside that I had to keep shooing him out because he won't let me capture him yet to get him taken care of.
Welcome to Florida.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stray cats in Florida.
Oh
Yeah.
I figured that the gator population might cut that down.
No, cats are too smart. They don't go that direction. But it's
Where
also
are
the
you
reason
in
that
Florida?
I don't have a snake or a rat problem either. And I have
Kevin,
two
where are you?
possums.
Stefan.
Where are
Dan's
you in
asking
Florida?
you where you're from.
Originally, or where I am now?
Yeah,
In
where you are
Florida.
now.
Oh, I'm in Port St. Lucie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've got a good friend who does rescuing and herding, essentially, of strays out in Fort Lauderdale. She's always.
What was the thing you posted? Was it yesterday?
Oh, yeah, we do monthly, but it's going to be twice a month now. For called Pets on Parade. It's to get dogs, cats, bunnies, whatever the Humane Society has, get them, adopted. So we do, video and then put it up on the channel to, get them out there. So we do it for 2 Humane Societies.
Nice.
For the creators.
Yeah, at least if Florida cats ever leave the state, they're going to find her house. Yeah, she has more cats than I do. I'm trying to keep up with Alicia, but
Good luck.
There's a reason you don't see the Florida panther down here. It's because it's been domesticated and it lives at some old lady's house.
Pretty much.
Isn't the Florida panther just a mountain lion?
No, it's a panther.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's
I don't know, man.
It's bigger than a mountain lion. It's a panther.
Mountain lion and a cougar are the same thing. I'm pretty sure.
It's just not black like Bagheera. Get your Jungle Book knowledge out of your head. And
Well, I mean, that is the actual definition of a panther. Is
panthers are actually
No.
leopards too. Right?
Yeah, because you're thinking of a black panther. This is a brown panther.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda.
True.
Have you guys seen the new Wakanda Forever? Have you guys seen that one?
It's
Have
actually
not
pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
The
I
way
haven't
they
seen it
worked
yet.
around the death was cool.
From what I've seen, and it sounds like the opening and the closing are great, and everything in the middle is just hot mess because instead of just
That's
trying
every Marvel movie ever.
Well, no, but it was because instead of like trying to just rewrite a new script, they decided to patch mail it together because there's so much shit that just doesn't make sense to begin with.
Yeah.
And honestly, as much as I'd love to see Namor in the universe, they should have just said, okay, this isn't going to work. We're gonna bring this sea-bearing emperor into a landlocked nation. But we'll use the river system. It sounds like a pretty weak draw. It could have been done better, if that's the. And again, I haven't seen it, so I can't give a full teardown of it. But that part alone just like doesn't sit right.
Right. I mean, I had my own issues with the movie. It was all right. It was. I've seen worse from the MCU. So.
Oh yeah, we've all.
I've seen unforgivable things from the MCU, but
did anybody see the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special?
Yeah,
I need to watch.
I have not watched it yet.
With Kevin Bacon.
It was fun. Yeah, it was dumb as fuck, but I thought it.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was touching in the way that a Christmas special ought to be, and you know what?
Well, that's exactly
it was good fluff. Good fluff. Like I don't have. There's so many other things that are more deserving of my hate. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean that's just it, though. It was just they tossed it together while shooting Guardians 3. Used like all the same sets and costumes and everything, and they were like, "Hey, let's do this holiday special."
If anybody's expecting high art from anything that ends in holiday special, they just need to fuck off right now because it's exactly that.
Get any higher?
I mean,
it's the pinnacle.
It could be. I mean, if Dolly Parton was involved, yes, because Dolly Parton can make any holiday special work
for sure.
So in other words. Christmas Eve, where just Carl signed up, is the Tags holiday special.
And it's going to be a complete shit show, yes.
Featuring Dolly Parton.
Oh, yeah. If I could get Dolly Parton on it, it would save it all. Dolly, I know you're watching.
If we can get Dolly Parton on here, you have to do karaoke with her.
Oh, in a heartbeat. That would pull me out of my karaoke blacklist. I would definitely do it with Dolly Parton.
You're gonna do a duet of "Islands in the Stream."
Whatever she wants to sing. She wants to do a little Pantera. I'm down for it. We're gonna.
I don't know. Please. Speaking of Pantera, there's been this whole. Everybody's up against this reunion, but I saw a video of a sound check the other day, and they don't sound bad. I mean, it's not Pantera without Vinny and Dime, but.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I mean, I get it. I just don't think. I think Zach's wild style is so different from what Dime was doing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I'm gonna go there myself, but I saw Pantera during the Vulgar Display tour, and that was something else. But yeah, I don't know. Phil's got some issues too,
He's always had. Well,
there's some stuff that's problematic with him, but it's that's the way it is now. So
what bothered me is that I don't think Dime and Vinny ever wanted anything to do with it, and then they were like, "Oh well, they're both dead now, so let's do it."
Yep.
I don't know.
You know how reunion tours work, right? I just want to make sure we understand we're all working off the same page here. I mean, there's a reason these things happen.
Yeah, because Phil needs money.
Yep, and then the person that was the logjam has died. Boom! All of a sudden, it happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Linda said, "Hey, Rob."
Hey, Linda.
Hey, Linda.
For those of you that don't know, Linda is the person that keeps Carl right. The best way.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's why I miss having Carl on the show, because I miss Linda giving us 5 different reasons why Carl can't hear us.
Yeah, and then when she comes in, like, you know, like a Saint Bernard with the drink to make Carl feel better.
There's Leo in blue.
Oh, nice. Hang on.
Well done.
Nice.
All right, who's next?
Leonardo's the leader in blue.
All right, let's go with.
I'm trying not to get mesmerized watching Steven.
Yeah,
Every time I look up from what I'm doing, I end up just staring at what he's doing.
So I kind of
Yeah.
keep Mike's screen off page so I don't see what he's doing either.
Stop comparing yourselves to each other.
Yep. Never. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yep.
And that makes the internet a very difficult place for artists to exist because, you know.
Pena says, Mike, that color is the bomb.com. And it actually came up as a link.
.com. Don't click it because you'll end up on a list.
That's right. Yep.
And we'll wonder why Mike can't come to the United States again. Thanks, Pena.
Way to go, Pena. Pena's just jealous that nobody's drawing the Hulk.
He wanted them Bay Turtles bad.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like those Bay Turtles, they got a lot of hate, but I feel like the way that it's been drawn in Last Ronin, I feel like Mikey would be a Bay Turtle. Just the way the mutation made him grow.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, my mother for a joke got me a bunch of Turtles toys for Christmas, like secondhand Turtles toys at flea markets and whatnot. Like none of them have any accessories or anything like that, but a couple of them were the Michael Bay versions of Raphael and Michelangelo, and you know they're kind of cool action figures. To be honest, I was kind of amazed at this Raphael, that's pretty decent.
Got a lot better articulation, I'll tell you that.
It's got great articulation. It's got decent sculpt. Like the musculature is great. The way they jointed it is great.
Yeah. Well, the design wasn't horrible. It just would
have
been better animated.
Yeah,
like the design would have looked good animated, where it looked bad CGI done the way it did.
Yeah, like I never watched them. This is my only exposure to them is this action figure here. But I was like, you know, it's kind of like I actually like the design of the costume, like the kind of more raggy, you know, leather kind of loincloth sort of stuff, and you know, obviously the guy who played Reacher was the guy who played Raphael, I think, right? So big, big,
Ken Scott. Yeah,
you know, yeah.
He wrote
Tom
a book.
Cruise?
No.
I forgot Tom Cruise was Jack Reacher.
I love the hell out of that Reacher show, man. I thought that was a hoot. I enjoyed that.
had Aquaman and Hawk in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't even know that guy had played Hawk, and that's one of my favorite characters. Like I haven't read him obviously since like the 90s, but I thought, holy shit, that guy is like a perfect fit for Hank Hall. 100% perfect. Like
he does a great he does a great job as Hank. Unfortunately, nothing against the actress. She does a great job as Dove, but
yeah,
the way they wrote Dove just absolutely sucks.
That sucks.
Oh, really?
I mean, honestly, it's like the way they wrote almost everybody in the show. Gar and just blanked on her name. Shit. The main Trigon's daughter. Help me out, fellas. Titans DC. Trigon's daughter. Someone's gonna come up with it.
Randy will know.
I can't get shade out of my head, and it's not shade. It's,
Yeah, Randy, come on.
You gotta talk about Raven.
Raven, thank you. God damn it. Yeah, Raven. So Raven and Gar, I mean, other than some of the dialogue they give for Raven where she's just an absolute manipulative bitch. Because like she will go all passive aggressive till everybody around her, starts thinking that they're the problem and not her. Even though everything that's happened is because of her. Because again, she's Trigon's daughter, and the whole first season focuses around Trigon's return. Right. But anyway, Gar and her and Starfire are fucking awesome.
I need to catch up on the new season.
I'm actually still on season 3. I gotta get into season 4. But Jason Todd, I loved. But like Dick Grayson at first I didn't care for, but it's finally warming up to him. And so Dawn is the only one that I haven't really got into because I don't like the fact they made her just as ultra violent as everybody else.
Right.
And it's like, no, she's Dove of Hawk and Dove.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. Raven. But the show is not like everybody trashed on it last week. We didn't really talk about it or anything. Like midway through the first season, and I know it's hard ask for people to make it that far into it. It gets its legs pretty well, I think.
I mean, I enjoyed Titans, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's some cringe moments, no doubt, but all in all, I did think that and of course they had to do it for just the actors' purposes because they're not going to pay them not to be on the show, but right. They went way too quick from the death of Robin to Red Hood. Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I wanted more.
I think the actor who played Jason was too young.
Oh no, I think he's perfect he's perfect for Jason Todd Robin. He's too young for Red Hood.
Right.
Yes. So that was a hard thing to adjust to, but I loved him as Jason Todd. I mean, he was such a cocky fucker.
Well, it just reminded me of like you said, too young for Red Hood. It reminded me of Gotham, where they, tried to put that little Bruce Wayne in a bat suit. And...
You can just get the fuck out of here with that conversation. We are not talking Gotham in this. No. Fucking Batman OC, not gonna happen.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
I wanted to like that show so much.
And I same in a way. It's like I hated that show so much because of how bad it was, but the fact that they were somehow able to bring in every fucking villain they wanted,
and then they made Jada Pinkett a villain.
Well, she was a villain from almost the get go, but I mean, they brought in Bane, they brought in Joker, they brought in Riddler, they like had.
As soon as they turned Butch into Solomon Grundy, I was done.
That's exactly when I walked.
I didn't even know they did that.
Hold on, what? Who turned into who?
Did you watch Gotham?
No.
I couldn't make. Yeah.
The Penguin kind of had a henchman named Butch.
Okay.
And he was.
Oh, Butch became Solomon Grundy.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard. Yep. Because Penguin was like the only character I really liked on the show, and I forgot about Butch. Butch was cool. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
But yeah, Butch he dies and he gets resurrected. He's basically Solomon Grundy, and they're like, oh, his real Butch's real name was this, and yeah, it got a little ridiculous.
Yeah,
and then
that's
they brought in Hugo Strange, and it got
Well, that's the
really
thing.
convoluted towards the end.
Yeah, they were able to pull in any villain they wanted. That was the weird part. Like for a show that really wasn't Batman focused. Now, has anybody watched Pennywise? Or sorry, Pennyworth?
Yeah,
No, not yet. I really
Yeah.
want
I've
to.
heard it's good.
I watched it when it was it on like IFC or something
Something
like
like
that,
that. Yeah.
or Flicks. Yeah, like I didn't know what the show was, and I just saw it in the guide, and I turned it on, and I'm like, oh, this is actually like a an Alfred Pennyworth show, and like the episode was all about how he was sleeping with Queen Elizabeth and stuff, and I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
Oh,
Alfred
damn.
was like James Bond then, okay.
Well, yeah, that's what I was reading on the show is supposed to be. Is basically Alfred's James Bond years before he became, the gentleman's gentleman, which feels like a weird pivot.
I
It
want
is.
to see it. No, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, Alfred didn't really have a backstory until Michael Caine got the role. You know.
Well,
when
no,
they-
he had in the comics before that. The
yeah,
comics
but
they had
he
done
did. Yeah, but he didn't have as heavy of a backstory, like
I
being in
disagree.
the war.
I disagree. Did you not see Batman versus Predator?
I haven't read that in so long, man.
Yeah, motherfucker shoots a predator with a musket. There's some that alone tells you enough of Pennyworth. But no, I mean during that time they actually had several, a couple of one-offs at that point to really give Alfred his backup or his backstory.
Right.
But I'll never forget him shooting a predator with a musket. That's just some fucking.
I've always loved that. I've always loved that fan theory, that Elseworlds fan theory, where all Batman villains are just Alfred dressed up. It's like
it's just
Alfred.
just keeping
Alfred
Bruce's
trying to make
psychosis.
Bruce. Yeah, he's trying to make Bruce feel better about himself, so he just dresses up and lets him beat him up.
Yikes! I don't know that backstory, but now I'm gonna have to look for it. Jesus,
weirdly enabling thing.
There's
Yeah.
that one, and then there's the actual Elseworlds story where like Batman is just Bruce Wayne, and he's in Arkham, and he's gone insane.
I've seen that one.
And-
Yeah, I read that one. Yeah. But yeah, if Alfred's that's fucked. That's that's really messed up.
It shows Alfred like putting on the Joker makeup and everything.
I mean, at that point, he has to be doing it for the money. Like I mean, because it's the only reason he would be doing it is he is just fleecing the Wayne Foundation at that point. Which would be cool because he really is a villain at that point. So why not?
Yeah. Who's that's who they least expect.
I don't know. I mean, I always heard the Butler did
It's
it.
never the Butler.
The Butler did it.
They should have cast Tim Curry as Alfred.
No, I
Could
mean,
have happened this way. I love Clue, man.
I'm torn on that because as much as I love Tim Curry, I mean, it's bad enough that sometimes you get a little bit too much snark with Alfred. Jim, I mean, how much snark would just drip off of a Tim Curry version of Alfred?
That's true.
It would just be, he would be fired after a week. As soon as Bruce came back from overseas and realized he was being dragged by his butler, he'd be like, "You gotta
go." But it would I think Tim Curry would serve well as a version of Alfred when Bruce is away and he's looking after like Jason and Damian and the rest of the Bat family.
Oh, I'd be down.
Then he could be as snarky as he wanted.
Yeah. Oh, actually, seeing Tim Curry's Alfred go up against Damian Wayne, that would be worth the price of admission. Because as soon as Damian calls Alfred Pennyworth and tells him to have his tea and food. Oh, yeah, Alfred like,
who plays Damian Wayne?
I don't know enough young actors of that age to be able to call that shot. Like, if I wanted to get, okay, I got somebody. I'm trying to remember his name now, but it would.
What's he in?
Miles Brown from Blackish. He was the youngest son.
Oh yeah, okay.
While he could always play kind of goofy, but he could, he could play shitty pretty easily too.
Yeah.
But he's probably too old for that role anyway now, I think.
Right.
But that would be the first kid actor that would come to mind. I don't watch anything that had kids in it because, I like shit to be good.
It's creepy when you say it like that too.
Say what?
I said it sounds creepy when you say it specifically like that.
Oh yeah. Well, again, you know what show you're on, right? No.
It's not just about the drawing. We're getting sketchy for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
What you don't know is that Things Are Getting Creepy was the original story. But it didn't really flow as an acronym.
So Randy said the kid from Umbrella Academy.
That's who I thought of initially.
I don't think I watched Umbrella Academy long enough to see a kid in it because that show sucked. Like, if I want to watch a fucking low rent Doom Patrol, I'll watch Doom Patrol.
I wasn't a big fan of Umbrella Academy either. Like, I watched the first season and just.
I mean, it's such a ripoff of Doom Patrol. I couldn't get into it, and I never read the book, so I didn't know anything going in. I just watched it and went, "Oh, this is Doom Patrol."
I enjoyed the comic, but I only read the first arc, I think, of it. I don't remember reading very far after that. Characters were interesting, but never saw the show.
I watched the beginning of Doom Patrol. Doom. I like Brendan Fraser's character. I never read the books until recently.
Well, these are all. I mean, like the first 3 seasons is pure Grant Morrison Doom Patrol. You're not going to get early Doom Patrol or the 80s Doom Patrol. I mean, this is straight up. Did a lot of drugs, wrote some stories. Grant Morrison Doom Patrol.
Nice.
Yeah. And they did a fantastic job with it.
Danny said there's new Doom Patrol next week.
Yep, coming up 3 days.
I only just got my HBO Max back, so.
Oh, if I can, you go dive balls deep into it, man. You're gonna love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, my mom wanted to get HBO Max back. She's like, "We got to get HBO Max back to watch the Christmas Story sequel," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Well, I need to watch that still. I heard it was actually really good.
I want to see that. Yeah,
it was not bad, and I like the fact that they brought back the whole cast.
That's awesome.
It
I love
doesn't.
that movie.
Obviously, it's not going to hold a candle to the original.
Sure.
Well, that might be a good thing because the original one really not that good. I've never seen it, so.
Oh no, I love the original. It's probably my favorite Christmas movie, but it's.
Hold on,
I'm also a little biased because it was the school. The school was a lot of the scenes in that were shot down the street from where I grew up.
I say you need to watch more Christmas movies then, if that's your favorite.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I really like that one. But yeah, I don't have a lot of Christmas movies that I love, to be honest.
There's not a lot of really good Christmas movies out there.
I beg to differ. I'll go down the list if you need it.
Let's do it.
Starting with Die Hard.
Well, Die Hard, the original Home Alone, Christmas Vacation, The Ref, and Sleepy Hollow.
The Ref is fantastic.
Goddamn right, The Ref is fantastic.
I love that movie.
How are you not including Home Alone 2 in that?
Because Home Alone 1 was included. Home Alone 2 is a piece of shit. And then we got interrupted by Gremlins.
Yeah.
Gremlins, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Dude,
Now, Home Alone 2, I mean, come on.
My
I mean, first off, they randomly run into the thieves. And
same guys.
Yeah. It's such shit. I mean, such a cash grab. I mean, like, the only thing that's a bigger cash grab than Home Alone 2 was The Hangover 2.
What about Home Alone 3?
Did they make a third one?
Yeah.
yeah. There's 4.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Please tell me, Kevin
it's
is now
not
like
Macaulay
31 at home.
No,
No, he's not.
different actors entirely.
Oh well, forget it then. No, it's not Home Alone.
I wish Macaulay Culkin would come back. He looks like Kid Rock now.
I want him back in like full party monster mode. Like that's all I fucking want.
No.
Oh, Danny brought up Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg. That movie's hilarious.
Honestly, I've never seen it. Although tonight or yesterday, Violent Night started, so I'm gonna try to catch that.
I saw that yesterday.
I'm gonna try to grab that tomorrow. Is it good? Is it worth seeing?
I
I know what it is. It's not a great movie.
I was gonna say these are your standards we have to live by. But,
No. When I go into a movie knowing what a movie is, yeah,
it starts out a bit slow. I'd say 7 out of 10.
all right.
Starts out a bit slow. It definitely picks up. I like John Leguizamo. That's the bad guy.
Oh, I fucking love him. He's the only reason I watched the Spawn movie.
Yeah.
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 So underrated, that guy. He's amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I wish I had. That's one of the things I wish I'd done when I was at New York this year was meet John Leguizamo. Because we didn't do any of the celebrity stuff, but I guess he was walking around for a while. So, but I
remember he used to do that bit on Mad TV, that Chicano Minute to Minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was just hysterical, man. Like that's one of my favorite bits on that show.
Danny is right, though. You need to stop what you're doing and go watch Santa's Sleigh.
Okay, so we're gonna stop the stream now. It's fun
I'll be honest, Stefan. We need to bring back streaming movie nights.
If people actually show up, I'll do it. But it got to the point where people weren't showing up, so I'm just looking like a fucking knob watching a movie by myself.
Movies by yourself.
What?
Facebook Live.
He's sitting there just watching Betty Loves You.
Yeah. Well,
that movie was twisted, but I don't know. Because you could have a whole other show just Stefan reviewing movies. It would be like tags, but like you cross tags with Mystery Science Theater.
mm-hmm.
And it's just 4 people sitting there trashing bad movies.
But see, that's the problem though. It's like, 'cause remember we started that in the beginning, but everyone was purposely trying to find just the dregs of stuff to watch, and it's like that's not necessarily fun.
But if we hadn't done that, we wouldn't have discovered Velocipaster.
Oh, fuck you! Velocipaster is a piece of art.
It turned out to be a lot better.
It
turned out to be a lot better than we thought it would be.
Yeah.
But
first off, there was never a doubt in my mind that I thought this would be a bad movie. I watched that and I spread that shit like the clap. There wasn't a person in the world that I wouldn't tell about Velocipaster. If they would,
I was infected by Velocipaster before we ever did tags.
I was knocking on doors like a Jehovah's Witness trying to ask people if they knew about my Lord and personal Savior, Velocipaster.
They asked for a little too much for that sequel.
Yeah, and did you see the follow-up Kickstarter campaign where they admitted their hubris and went, "We're sorry, please." So they opened up with 70. Yeah, and now they've almost reached their goal of their first one.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, because
that funny thing that happens with Kickstarters, man. It's like it's a really tricky thing about perception sometimes,
because I even hit him up and said, "Hey, I'm willing to give you money, but I know you're not going to make $275. And even if you get $275, don't make the movie for $275.
Yeah,
this movie needs to be a $100,000 movie or less.
Yeah,
because I don't want it to be that much better than the first one.
A big budget movie would be terrible.
No,
it'll ruin it. Yeah, because without the if it was a big budget movie, they'd realize there was nothing there. There was no story. There was nothing.
That's
not
why
really.
I'm a little hesitant about Cocaine Bear. Like,
Mhm.
I
Oh,
know
I'm
it's
excited
a
about it.
story and it looks good, but
I'll just watch Revenant again. That's pretty much Cocaine Bear right there. That scene.
I watched that troll movie last night on Netflix. That Norwegian movie. I quite liked it actually. Like it's not strong on
it's
acting
not
or
a
whatever.
remake
But
of the original, is it?
That's what I wanted to know. Was it? 'Cause
I honestly don't know, to be honest with you. It's got that similar vibe for sure. It's
and it looked a lot like Troll Hunter too. Like the visuals.
yes, it looked a little bit like Troll Hunter. Yeah, that's one that I've always wanted to see.
Well, that's fun.
But yeah, it definitely looks like that. I thought the troll in the movie looked great. Like I thought the lore around it was really cool, and yeah, man, I found it like it was a good monster movie. Like it didn't require a whole lot of brain power, and it was corny as shit in places, but in the good way. Like yeah, I liked it.
You know, given this group's obsession with Muppets, I have to say that when I got HBO Max and I turned it on and I realized that they had Emmett Otter's Jug Bad Christmas on there,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. I haven't seen that in like 20 years.
There's two fantastic points to that. One, they have it. Two, it's a big fuck you to Disney.
Yeah.
Because Disney,
Yep.
Disney would kill to have that right now.
Yep. That's got to be one of my favorite holiday movies.
Oh, it's a great one.
You know,
It's a great one.
like, because I remember mentioning that as a kid, and people would be like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "How are you going to deny the River Bottom Nightmare Band, man? The Muppet Metal Band? Come on."
Mm-hmm.
They were amazing.
We need a Emmett Otters mashup night.
You don't mash them up. You just do Emmett Otter. You don't. Real quick, Casey. Yeah, Troll Hunter was a movie. Gotta say, at least a decade old now.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
And it was also, like I said, I mean, it looks visually a lot like, but it from what I've seen of Troll, I haven't seen it because I don't have Netflix, but the Troll looks a lot like it. But Troll Hunter is done in kind of like a pseudo documentary, if I remember right. It felt like it had that vibe, and then it switches into like a full movie. It's weird, but it's great. Visually, it's great, and the whole concept of them trying to find trolls and then running into an actual troll hunter, which saves their lives.
Stephen, Randy's asking if you can pull Dan's up on the big screen.
Randy needs to pump his fucking brakes. I mean, yes.
Linda's asking who's watched Wednesday.
I gotta tell you, I'm not
I just
interested.
Finished it today.
What'd you say, Dan?
I said I just finished it today.
I watched parts of the first episode. I haven't. I need to go back and watch
I
it.
enjoyed it. It's not fantastic, but it's the actress.
Honestly, man, I wanted to watch it for Luis Guzman. Luis Guzman as
Gomez.
As Gomez, yeah.
See, my issue with it is, and it's a
He'll be
weird
disappointed.
hit on it, is it's Adam's family. Now to focus on one character, it feels like, Adam's
Yeah.
Family origin Wednesday. It just feels like a really bad movie or series for it. Where
I think
that's
Armiston as Uncle Fester's brilliant casting.
Oh, that's I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I love that guy. I think he is just hysterical, man.
The cast is
flawless.
great, but if it's a show that doesn't focus on the family in general, it doesn't work. I mean, like the movies, the first two movies, not the third movie, they were fantastic because of how they wrote all the characters and how the family worked together, and it was just the bizarreness of the family. But I don't know, it doesn't jive for me to focus on one character unless they're gonna, I guess, do one for each character. Maybe I get behind it, but at that point,
I would never watch a Pugsley TV show.
But I would say at that point, it would feel like the fourth season of Arrested Development. It doesn't work if it's not. It doesn't work if it's not the ensemble cast.
Fester and Pugsley, I would watch all day long. They did that shit like Rocky and Bullwinkle.
If they were together, yeah. But Pugsley by himself, that's the reason. I mean, not a lot of the characters can stand by themselves.
Right.
They need the other characters to play off of. Like, I love Morticia, but Morticia without Gomez or Gomez without Morticia, those they would fall flat. Those two need to be together because their chemistry together is what makes those characters work.
Yeah. I just want a show with just Lurch and Cousin It.
Yeah.
On a road trip going to Vegas, they get fucking baked. Oh wait, I'm thinking Hunter S. Thompson. My bad. But it would pretty much be a remake of that.
Now I want to see that movie.
Fear and Loathing, go for it. And then
No,
followed
I mean,
up. A remake, but with Lurch and Cousin.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I think we got something here. Let's do it.
Oh dang, Steven, I didn't realize you even replicated the font, the Dr. Seuss font.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can you shift it a little bit to your right? All right. That way people can see what.
Killer. Danny says, replace Alfred with Lurch and just remake the whole Pennyworth show frame by frame. Oh, that's great, man.
So what are you working there with, Danny? Is that a white marker or is it a whiteout marker? What are you doing?
Yeah, it's just a paint marker, just the
Oh, okay.
Posca paint markers. Just
That's nice.
much faster than my inks.
At what point did you start like stylizing the turtles to look like real turtles?
Years ago, actually. I think I was in high school, like the first time I did it, and then it's something this might be one of the first finished drawings I've ever done of it. They always end up just in my sketchbook because I just like to draw real turtles. So this is I wasn't sure how fast I'd get through, but this was the next thing I was planning on.
You said you went to school for what? Architecture drawing?
No, I just did a lot of it.
Okay.
I was originally went for drawing and sculpture, and I happened to do a lot of more architectural stuff just because I was doing a lot of like Japanese architecture and landscapes and things like that.
All right. Cool, good call. Good call.
Rob's actually the reason I got back into drawing. I was doing some I was selling a bunch of comics and I was just like, fuck it. Whoever buys the most stuff, I'll do a sketch cover for. And I did one for him and I don't know, after that I did 3 or 4 others for a few other people and I was like, you know what, screw it. It's time to get back.
Yeah, well, glad I could help you.
That's awesome.
I was like, what? This guy's doing a free sketch cover? Hell yeah. That was actually, it was like, I had another commission coming, and then I had that, and they showed up like within 2 days of each other. So those were like my first two commissions ever.
That was the Dreadmon, right?
Yep. The Dreadman Dan did for me. Yep. The other thing was that Red Wings Raphael that I have. Yeah, Dan. I asked Dan what his favorite character to draw was, and he was like, Dreadman. And I'm like, okay, cool.
That was a fun one.
Yeah. Well, originally I'd picked Mondo.
And you didn't like my Mondo.
And you started drawing that out. No, it's not that I didn't like it. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just when you said your favorite character was Dreadman.
It didn't have enough of the Archie look.
Right.
I think that was the big thing. It just didn't have that Archie vibe.
Well, that's because everybody likes to draw the IDW version of Mondo these days. You know, with the spiky hair.
Oddly, I just found it the other day.
Oh yeah, breaking out of the wall or whatever. Yep.
Yeah, I was just like, that was the original sketch for the Dreadnought.
Nice. Yeah. Yep. Hell yeah. Yeah, that Leo's looking great, man.
Thanks, man.
I really like the light coming from behind him. So, do you think you're gonna get both the Leo and the Shredder finished tonight, or are you gonna?
Pretty damn close. The Shredder I'll have just a little bit to do, but the Leo is practically done.
For sure.
I'll just stick around. Actually, I
We
switch
still
over.
have one more arm to
over
draw,
to-
right?
Yeah, just one more arm. I don't know why I decided to go like I don't know, weird armored armless Leo tonight, but I did.
He's armored and armless. That's funny.
It's what happens when you try to go for that asymmetrical look with your
No, it's
your
actually kind
armor.
of cool. I mean, I like the fact that the turtles can get damaged. In some of the stories where you see the, of course, they do their retcon and reboots, but I like seeing the turtles get damaged. It gives a sense of concern and worry for your heroes.
Yeah.
Casey says she's ducking out early. Have a good night, Casey.
Yeah, it was going good.
Oh, she's trying to say that she's a responsible parent. She's going to go play Call of Cthulhu. Same reason she dipped last week.
Yeah.
Bye, Casey. We'll see you soon.
I need to get on and start watching you guys on Dicey nights. I've been wanting to get back into playing. So
you're very kind, but you got to have better things to do.
Well, actually,
I really
Dan,
don't.
Dan, we've been talking. We were talking about doing a Turtles campaign.
I'm all freaking for it.
Yeah, when I get a chance to bring my head up for air on that, we need to test the character sheets.
Take your time, man. Yeah, for sure.
I almost rolled up a character to draw today. I actually had the percentile dice out earlier, and I rolled up a gorilla guy, but
nice.
Decided to go this way instead. It's always good for just an idea generation.
Oh, I love it. It's one of my.
Well, after you started doing badge and talking about it and everything, Mike, like I was like, yeah, we need to get the artists to roll up a character and come in every now and then once we get that campaign rolling.
Yeah,
and just have you guys be like reoccurring guest characters.
Yeah, that'd be fun for sure.
Like you start off having a fight badge, and then he just mops the floor with all of us.
Yeah.
And then he joins us later on. Well, considering every time that we're on Dicey, I seem to roll terribly.
When you need to roll good. Because when when it doesn't give a fuck, then you're throwing out 20s like,
Then he's throwing 20s.
Yeah. For stupid stuff like initiative.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got a nat 20 on initiative. Joy, I get to die first.
That's awesome. I've been binge listening to a D&D podcast, and
which one?
Dungeons and Daddies.
I was wondering if that was going to be it or not.
Dude,
my buddy Phillips got me on that one.
Yeah, the comedy on it is just unreal. It cracks me up.
Yeah, you've been talking about that one for a while. I haven't had a chance to check that out.
Yeah, I'm like 3 episodes away from the end of season 1.
Yeah, Phil has been trying to get me to listen to that one for at least a year, and I finally got into it, and now I have to admit to him next weekend that yeah, you're right, it's good.
Freaking hilarious! You can't not like it. It's
but it's hard giving my buddy Philip credit, so that's the hard part.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Oh.
Dan's been talking about that for a while. Like, I used to listen to a bunch of different D&D podcasts, but some of them get stale after a while.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I really
I
thought
think-
the Dan Harmon one was gonna be good because I love Dan Harmon's work, but man, that was fucking ugh. Talk about trying too hard. Oh,
Yeah.
Marlon said these pieces are looking fire, triple fire.
What up, Marlon?
Big Mars.
Marlon just wants everybody to draw Toka and Razar all the time.
Yeah, I got one lined up at some point in the future. Yeah, that was almost another one of the things I was going to do. Those two guys I was telling Danny, they're always on standby for me because I've never drawn them before. So one day it'll be the first time I draw them on this show, probably,
Marlon.
or it'll be the one I do for Marlon.
Yeah, I actually branched outside my comfort zone, and I had somebody do something other than Casey when I was at Motor City. I had a guy had a Toka, just inked out on a sketch, one of those Great Lakes Comic-Con Turtles covers.
Yeah.
And I picked that up from him for like $15. And then he had another blank just sitting there, and I'm like, "Can you do me a matching Razar?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "I'll have to ship it to you." So he hasn't finished that yet, but
That's fun, man.
yeah,
That's awesome.
I was like, "Yeah, I have a matching set." One of these days I'll get around to actually starting to put my sketch covers up.
Yeah,
If
I gotta
C-
get some art on the wall.
If CBCS wasn't taking forever, I would just get all my sketch covers slabbed, verified and slabbed. But some of my sketch covers are wraparounds, like some of the early ones that I would get from like you and Hugh back when you guys used to do the daily auctions.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorites of yours is that Star Wars cover you did. With the Jawa and
And R5.
R4.
Yeah.
That one so bad. I ended up I snagged that one
Nice.
from that
Yes.
Star Wars.
Oh yeah, the Black Chrysanthemum.
Oh, Black Chrysanthemum. Yeah. That's right. You got that one. Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah. I love that character, man. He's great.
Didn't I
And
see
yet
today-
another one wasted on the Boba Fett TV show.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, he was cool in the comic book for sure.
Yeah, the book is good. I like the book.
Yeah. Hence why I said wasted on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I see did they announce I thought I saw they announced when Mandalorian's coming back?
I don't know. I gotta watch Andor. I haven't seen that one yet.
Andor was great, man.
Yeah, I hear great things about it.
A lot of people said it was boring at first, but I
Because
thought
it was. It
Yeah.
was. There was
Dude, every single one of these streaming shows starts off slow.
No, this one, if you go back and watch the first 3 episodes, and I say this as a person who actually loves the show, but there's a reason they put out those first 3 episodes at once, because you were watching quote unquote world building in real fucking time.
Yeah.
It was so slow.
Yeah, it was painful.
Because all that backstory stuff, there's no payout for that.
Yeah.
All that stuff on his home planet, like, and just the self-gratulatory stuff that was obviously going on in the writer's room on that, with the whole making of a new language that was just pure babble because no words were ever repeated, so it's not actually a real language. The going down the gully towards the ship, holding what turns out to be a blowgun over your shoulder like a spear. What? Yeah, I mean, it's like there was just like so many points but then just the pacing of the backstory, which sole purpose was to introduce his stepmom, who basically colonized and took him as a slave child, because they don't give a real reason why she would take him from the planet, other than the fact that he's just trying to destroy the ship that killed his sister, or his not even sister, his child leader, or whatever that character was supposed to be. It's not
His child leader.
Well, it wasn't a sister, because we find out later that he's trying to find his sister. But that there was the the young girl that's walking down the gully is the leader of that pack and gets ganked by the ISB.
Yep. Yeah.
So we don't know really who she is, other than the fact that, you know, she didn't like him, kind of liked him, whatever. But
Yeah.
it was pointless. That whole, like, unless there's a big payout in the next season. Yeah, why they had that much filler in the first 3 episodes was, you know, because like after that they've got some really cool stuff. Like my complaints go very little. Like the only other thing that I thought was just pointless filler was the, you know, Burning Man light.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, all I have to say is that and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right. So Brian says March 8th. I'm assuming he's talking about when Mandalorian's coming
Well,
back.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I knew they feel. Is that Mandalorian or is that Andor? Must be Mandalorian. Because
Yeah, I don't think Andor's coming back until like.
They filmed both seasons together.
Oh, did they?
It's done. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they're not going to release it until they, you know, get through all their other content. So yeah, so.
Well, Vance jumped in to say,
Yeah, thanks, Vance.
nice shredder, nice rap.
Hey, Vance, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Vance?
Danny says Mike's starting another piece. I bet it's a stuck.
What?
Danny Harrell.
What did he say?
He's like, Mike's starting another piece. I bet it's a stuck.
Please.
He said one of his favorite pieces from you is the Conan wearing the Wonder Woman skirt.
Oh yeah, that was a fun piece. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do some more Conan stuff, I think. Actually, I have a cool idea for a project in mind. There were these gaming miniatures that came out in the very early 80s. People who've been gaming for a long time will remember Citadel miniatures.
Yeah.
But before there was Citadel, before Citadel started buying up some of the smaller miniature makers, there was Raul Partha and Rapham figures, or AFM, and there was a Chaos Warriors collection, and I had a bunch of them, and they were very, very rudimentary sculpts, but they were just so much character to them. And I've had this secret project in mind for a long time to do either a calendar piece or something like a series anyway around these Chaos Warriors. I imagine that Games Workshop probably owns the rights to them, but they were named back in the early 80s, and I don't know that anyone ever did anything more with the characters. So my plan is to do illustrations of them based off of the old original lead sculpts and do some cool poetry or some cool little one-page write-ups about them, and release it like a cool sketchbook collection of about 25 or 30 different Chaos Warriors that I would probably try to draw. They all had fantastic names, which I probably won't reuse to avoid any kind of issues if there are.
You don't have any of the old school the turtles, those Dark Horse pewters.
The Dark Horse.
No, man, I wish I did though. Yeah, those were cool as shit.
I still have Fugitoid, and I have.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
that's awesome.
And I've got a couple of the Foot Ninjas still.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
And
every time I see those, they're like either super expensive or loose and broken.
Yeah.
Or poorly painted.
They look so awesome. I remember just thinking I was obsessed with miniatures in those days. Like I still have a bunch around here from the old days. I got like a old Minotaur around here, like a rare tiger and stuff.
Quest miniatures that started it all.
Which ones, Dan?
My Hero Quest was my first.
Hero Quest, yeah, man, absolutely. Those are great sculpts too.
I saw somebody just yesterday saying, it was like one of my groups saying that his wife found a complete Hero Quest board game at a garage sale.
Oh yeah,
and I was like,
"That's magic."
Here you go, Rob.
I've got a complete original. Blood Bowl set.
That's the.
Oh wait! Put that back up.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to see if I can.
I thought you sent it to Tom though.
That was a different one. I did a second.
See, now this is where we need Thomas on here because you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna be making so many figures.
Yeah, and then, this is my
Well, that's
was
the
my
thing.
personal favorite.
Yeah,
was,
Dan does
Kit
some
Bash.
3D printing too, though. So
Oh, do you, Dan?
that's
Oh,
why.
cool.
Yeah, that's why I was hoping that, like, Dan and Tom could spend some time talking about 3D printing, and it would take up some of the time.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, me and Tom have been bullshitting on Messenger occasionally about it and asking questions.
Oh,
I'm
it's
just
the-
getting started, so
It's the spinning nunchucks. I was looking at that figure, going, "Why does that look like a Ritz cracker?"
oh yeah,
I'm like, "Why is he holding a Ritz cracker?"
spinning to it. This was a fun one. This was a kit bash of a Mikey with his proton pack.
Oh,
Nice.
Well, you remember I tried to kit bash that Jenica way back when.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I had so many plans for that set during quarantine, and I just got lazy about it.
Good. I designed the game and I still didn't paint mine. So
Yeah, I want to get with you and talk about that because I had that board game with that Windsor Del Toro board game we did with the company that ended up not coming out. So
Oh, it never came out?
nope.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember not hearing anything about it after a
No,
while.
we put the post on it and everything about that, just because all of a sudden all the costs and everything just went through the roof.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because we raised like $25K, but the cost to end up doing it was going to be like 40.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that the other day because I was talking to Dan about what we were going to talk about during that. And I was like, yeah, Stefan did the board game, but I didn't realize that it never came out.
Nope. Only the prototypes that we did for the just the testing. That's it. So there's 10 versions of it out there floating. Well, 8 because I have 2 of them.
so many board games are left in that stage.
Yeah, I know, it's horrible. It sucks.
I'm currently working on one with my brother-in-law. It's a card game, Megabytes Pool Party. It's a fun way of playing billiards where you're essentially doing trick shots for every shot you make. You draw a card and you're doing a different type of trick shot, or essentially screw your neighbor with cards while playing billiards. It's a fun little game. I've been helping him work on the design and clean him up. It's very fun. I'm excited to see him get that going.
As far as miniature games go, I wish they would bring back Blood Bowl, but with other sports.
Yeah.
Dude, I've got 3 boxes of Blood Bowl in my closet that I'm looking at right now.
I love me some Blood Bowl, man.
I've got an original set here too. I've got the original one from the late '80s, and I got the I've got a whole Norse team and a whole Orc team unpainted. Yeah, I've been holding on to them for years, man.
I was in a league at my local hobby shop when I was younger, and when I would go over to the UK to visit my family, I would always go to the Games Workshop store in Cardiff.
Oh, cool!
And they had all the out of print figures,
Nice.
the star players, like the Eric Katana. He was like a martial arts star player, and then I went out and I got little orcs and stuff for my team coaches and the sorcerers and all the supplemental people you could have aside from the team. Blood Bowl was fun.
Yeah, that
still is. Yeah, now they have you played it on
back
Steam?
in 5 minutes, guys. Sorry.
Yep. Have you played it on Steam?
No, I have not. I need to download it.
Yeah, it's not bad. And then with the latest version, they have all the teams now.
Well, I always said that they needed to update the Mutant League hockey video games.
Mutant League,
they did the Mutant League football. They just redid it. It's fucking amazing.
And it sucks.
Oh, fuck that!
No,
it's it's fucking amazing. Oh,
it's like when Microsoft got a hold of Conker's Bad Fur Day and they completely fucked it by they put too much into it, and that's what they did with Mutant League Football because I love Mutant League Football. I still play it to this day. It's like the only reason I have a Sega still.
Right.
And it just when they revamped it, it's like you did too much now. It's like you had a great game, but obviously people aren't going to pay for, it. And they should just look at Disney because yes, people will pay for the same thing repackaged. But
Yeah,
true.
they fucked with it, and it's just there's too much going on now, and it's not the classic simple easy game of just going in there and mauling the shit out of people and
right.
throwing big bombs.
So Linda says,
Still,
so I have no idea what Blood Bowl is, and
Walks
walks
out
out quietly.
You're missing out, Linda. You're missing out.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite games from my childhood.
Oh yeah. Still shit. I mean, I've still got 2 trophies. I was trying to get it going back in the hobby shop for a while, and we had it going for a pretty good bit, but
Yeah, the 2 games that were played constantly, other than like Magic and like all the different collectible card games at the time, were there was a Blood Bowl League and Axis and Allies.
Ooh.
But Blood Bowl was always easy because you could just throw down 30, 40 minutes later, you're done.
Exactly. Well, that's what I like about the Turtles game that Dan worked on. They've got a skirmish mode,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just throw the characters at each other.
Yeah, well, it's like Necromunda. Remember Necromunda?
Yep.
That was my favorite 40K thing too, because again, skirmish mode. Yeah, and that was what we were going to do with the next stage of Winds of El Toro, is we were building out the skirmish mode thing.
All right.
Oh, so anyway, real quick, I wanted to show this. This is the Rat Ogre that I had Thomas make me.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah, he's making me a gutter runner next, so.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, a little bit bigger than the board, but so I may have to get a bigger pitch to play on.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check out Blood Bowl on Steam, man. Because, like, honestly, I haven't played board games in forever. Since before quarantine, man. I lost my gaming group and
That sucks.
lost my gaming group. I lost my in-person D&D groups.
In a row.
I
I
like-
started playing a bunch online for a while, and I need to get that going again. Me and my brother were playing board games online through one of the websites.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, one more quick plug for
the other one.
Thomas. So this is a Storm Vermin he did for me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's the only reason I haven't done 40K is they have yet to bring Skaven into 40K.
That surprises me.
I know and it's always a thing they tease, but they never do. I don't know why they've never brought Skaven in.
Yeah.
Go green.
I mean, if they want my money, and I mean all of it, that's all they need to do.
All of it.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. The amount of money I would dump on 40K if they brought Skaven in would be ridiculous. Oh yeah, Linda, it is amazing. Yeah, Thomas does some good sculpts.
Yeah, he does, man.
I mean, yeah.
I know. I was looking at his shop and I realized that he still has that the concept turtle, not the Michelangelo first turtle, but like Leonardo's.
The layered, yeah.
The layered one, yeah.
And that, I don't want to spoil too much, but since Thomas was going to do the other one tonight.
Oh,
I know he was talking about it in one of the last times he was on.
Yeah, and that was what he was going to do tonight. So, Thomas, if you're watching, just go ahead and do it and put it up, man.
Do it, brother.
he needs to put the Ronin back up too.
Oh, did he take it down?
It hasn't been up for a bit.
Oh, shit, yeah. Because the other thing he did, I can't wait to get, because he took the Castle Grayskull up to the same scale as the cat lair.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, so I got one of those because I was like, oh, when I saw the cat lair, I'm like, man, Castle Grayskull needs to be this. So,
right.
But apparently he had somebody on Etsy already reach out to him and ask for a larger one, so he's got the model now for it.
I'm gonna be honest. If he can scale the cat's lair down to the original size of Grayskull,
he should offer both. Hey, Thomas, you watching, buddy? Offer both.
Because I mean, it would. I mean, I liked the Cat Slayer, but one of my drawbacks to picking it up right away was that it was so much that it was bigger, and I was like, it doesn't really fit. So
Well, that's why you made the Castle of Grayskull bigger.
Was the Snake Mountain bigger, or was that?
Yeah, Snake Mountain's actually he's got it scaled out the same size as Cat Slayer, so that's why that's why he brought the Castle Grayskull up.
Oh, okay, all right, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm assuming he could go. He could shrink him down. I mean, I don't know how much detail he may lose. I mean, that's not my area of expertise. But
well, the amount of detail on the Grace, the small Grayskull was amazing.
Oh, I know, it's crazy.
Like I when I got that piece in hand and I'm like looking at all around it, it was amazing. I'm like, this thing is awesome. I almost bought one of those re-released Castle Grayskulls the other day. I was at the store and I saw it on the shelf and I'm like, I'm not gonna have any room for this, but I really want it.
All right. Sorry, guys.
Then what you need to buy
Welcome back.
is this.
Is what?
Grayskull ring.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I've seen that before, yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
thing's
goes
awesome.
great. It goes great with the WWE.
Damn.
Yeah.
Macedonian
Those are
character.
awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Actually,
Yeah.
Mike, I saw a piece the other day. It was I can't remember who the artist was, but it was a commission and it was two busts. It was Conan facing down He-Man.
Oh, nice.
Anya.
Oh yeah, Chris did that. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Chris Cabana, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a great
that
piece.
was
Yeah,
Chris is a monster, man. I love that guy.
yeah. If you want
Stuff
Masters
is
of the
big.
Universe, he's definitely one to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, he did at New York. He did Casey Jones riding Battle Cat for me
Oh, nice.
Oh, shit. That's cool.
because I was like, I don't know what. Because I originally, I handed him my other green tags cover
Mhm.
because I wanted him to do Battle Cat and use the negative space, and then he's like, oh, those covers are a little hard to work with, blah blah blah. So I just gave him a Turtles blank, and I was like, I'm torn between Battle Cat and Casey Jones. He's like, well, what if I do Casey riding Battle Cat with Grayskull in the background? And I'm like, okay. I'm all down for mashups.
Oh, yeah.
I blame tags for that.
My kind of people.
Everything can be mashed up.
Then our
Oh,
work
yeah.
here is done. Yeah, Alicia was saying that during the shutdown is when we started a D&D group and really mad that the world opened back up. I mean, if only there was an online D&D group she could join.
Yeah, but like I mean she's in the side group. She's just not actually in the game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she's talking about being in a group.
We could have her hide under tables with Murray.
Exactly. Yeah, Murray's just like barely a step off of an NPC.
I met a fella in at the Big Country Expo named Doug. You might know him, Rob. I think Justin from the Epic Shells show gamed with him recently. He's got some kind of cool Turtles game that he's made. A game system that he's made, kind of based on like 90s Turtles stuff, cartoon and whatnot. And I guess it's pretty cool. I guess it's getting a lot of traction, and we were having a chat about it at the show, and he wants to have me on. He actually wants me to bring Dodge and have Dodge on the show, which I think would be kind of fun. I do feel like Dodge would fit in really well with the Turtles stuff.
It's just a matter of the system, though. Like the Palladium system is like, it's confusing if it's the first time you're playing it.
This is his own system apparently, and it's very, very streamlined and fast and fun and easy to play. It's
Okay.
kind of got like almost like video game style kind of points and tokens and things that he's built into it.
Hmm.
The way he described it, it sounded really cool. And I guess he had Justin Cooper on a couple weeks ago, and Justin played Mondo Gecko in the show, and I guess they had a blast. And I don't know, it sounded pretty neat, but I wasn't sure if you knew the guy. I can't think of his last name. It's Doug something, but seemed like a really nice guy. And
Yeah. I think I remember you guys talking about, because I caught your second interview with Justin the other day.
oh yeah, yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, Justin had reached out to me when they were doing the Santa Luco interview, and I guess Eric was sick or something, and Justin was like, I was gonna have you fill in, but I didn't know if you would be down at last minute. And I'm like, no, dude, I have no life. If you need me for something, I'm here.
Impromptu stuff like that can be fun for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll get this Mikey done by 10, but I'll try. They get faster as you go.
And you knocked out 3 pieces already.
Yeah, say I don't think you can get it done in 7 minutes, but I like the effort.
You
Well,
can do it.
I'll
The pieces-
finish it up tonight in any case. And
The pieces don't go up until tomorrow, or if we run into the same issue as
Yeah.
last week, they'll go up on Monday. So you got time.
tomorrow I got other jobs I got to do, but yeah, I'll probably get Mikey done here tonight. And
Well, that's what I
Get
told.
them all
That's
scanned.
that's what I told Dan and Steven before they before Steven did his first show. Like, you can always put finishing touches on it after the stream.
oh
is over,
sure,
you
oh
know?
yeah. The only show I ever tried to always get it done before the end was the Montreal virtual Comic Cons we were doing, because they would actually auction my piece at the end of the 3-hour episode, and
Right.
so
Well,
I had to get it done, like whatever it was.
I mean, we used to do that in the
yeah.
early days.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
It was all bidding during the show, and
yeah.
it's hard to believe It's hard to believe that I've been, following tags for like 2 years now.
Yeah, man, we've done a lot of cool shit on this show, man. Like I know it's
And the weird part is we've been on for 3, but okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't wait. Has it been 3 years?
No. I was just fucking with
Oh,
you.
I was like, it didn't start till quarantine, right?
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun, man. It's been good. We met some awesome people, and yeah, it's been great. I mean, I don't
Totally
get
had me
to.
questioning my sanity there for a second. I'm like, wait, what? My concept of time is messed up as it is, man.
I don't really get to see a lot of my friends in the real
Same.
flesh world, right? So most of my
Yeah.
friends now are people that I've known on this show, to be honest. And
Oh
I
yeah.
met so many awesome artists on this show, and it's been amazing. Like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was asked the other day if I was doing anything with my friends for my 40th birthday. And I was like, I haven't seen my regular, like, local friends in 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to go ahead and say, fuck you, 40th birthday.
Well, listen, you can't be as old and wise as you, all right?
All right, you threw wise in there. I'll accept it. All right.
Well, just don't do what I did and try to buy your hero, a drink on your birthday, and have it go wrong like it did for me when I met Ric Flair.
I was saying, is that the Ric Flair moment? No, that's harsh.
That was a bad time, man. That was a bad birthday gift I gave to myself. But
He was just a dick.
Did he cut a promo on you or what?
no, it was worse, man. It was worse. Some of the people listening to the show have already heard this story, but I've been a fan of Ric Flair's for a long time. Obviously, like probably since he took the belt off of Harley Race, honestly, way back when. And I've been seen him live many times. I saw him wrestle, in New York a few times, Niagara Falls. I saw WrestleMania 18 live. Tremendous fan of his. And over the course of in my Comic Con career, I've been able to do Comic Cons where he's been there as a guest. And 1 or 2 occasions I've been asked to create artwork with Ric Flair in it, in the hopes of for the show, but also like, so fans get a cool experience. And I'd always try to make really funny, like kind of cool stuff. Like I was at a show once where it was Ric Flair and William Shatner were on the show as the two headlining guests. So I did a drawing of Ric Flair putting Captain Kirk in the figure 4 leg lock with the Gorn as the referee, and the piece was a huge sensation. Like it was a huge success, I thought. And I was there about 20 feet away from Ric Flair at that time, where he was tabling, waiting for that first customer who had it in his hand to go and get it signed by him. And Flair was in a state where he would have signed your baby, he would have signed your face, like he would have signed your ass. It didn't matter what you put on Flair's table. He would have signed your toaster. It didn't matter. He wasn't paying attention to what he was writing on. So a few people came to his table and brought this artwork, and it's like he just didn't even see what it was. I saw Bill Shatner. He thought it was funny. I saw him laugh a couple times looking at the art, but never got the reaction from Flair. And all I've actually wanted for a long time is to be able to give Flair the Four Horsemen sign and have him answer me back with it. So anyway, 40th birthday. I'm in Montreal, and there's the event was the Montreal Comic-Con, and they had me do a Ric Flair image as a VIP lithograph for the for the attendees who bought the VIP passes, in their swag bag, basically. Sorry, I gotta get a sip of water. Jesus. Anyway,
okay, we understand you get emotional telling this story.
Anyway, I ended up doing this drawing of Ric Flair, where he's got the big gold belt, and I changed the belt so it had the emblem of the Comic-Con on it. And he apparently, when he saw the artwork, lost his mind. He went crazy, running around the show, showing his friends, like, look, some guy drew this for me. Oh my God, I love this. It's going up in my house. And, I didn't see any of that. I wasn't sitting anywhere near him, but one of the organizers came over and said, man, Ric Flair lost his mind when he got that artwork. He loves it. He says he's going to hang it up in his house. So I was like, that's fucking cool. So I was staying at the same hotel as him. And so the little bar that's attached to the hotel is called the Gazette. And it's a really nice little spot. And anyway, I show up in the bar after, I think it was the Friday or the Saturday, probably the Friday, actually, of the show, whatever day my birthday was. And I walk into the bar, and it's Ric Flair sitting there with his wife at the time and Eric Bischoff. And there was hardly anyone else in the bar. And I'm there with all my friends. And they're sitting at the bar, and I think this is my opportunity. Now, if I had been smart, I would have just walked up to him and said, hey, Mr. Flair, I'm Mike Rooth. I'm the guy that did that painting that you liked. Pleasure to meet you. I've been a fan for a long time, whatever. That would have been like the proper thing to do, and it probably would have gave me the result that I wanted. Instead, I thought I would be cool and order Ric Flair a drink because there was no one in the bar, and it was just me and my friends and Flair and Bischoff sitting there. So I asked the bartender what he was having, and he was having a rosé wine on ice, which I thought sounded kind of gross, but I was like, all right, sure, why not? So I ordered one for him and one for me, and basically said, could you send that down to the Nature Boy and, let him know a fan just bought him a drink kind of thing. And I was sitting there with my Four Horsemen sign loaded and ready. And anyway, the bartender walked the drink over to Flair, and Flair looks up at him and says, what's that? And the bartender's like, oh, monsieur, down the way, he bought this drink for you. And Flair, without even looking at me, without even like giving me a cursory glance, he just said, tell that guy to fuck off.
Damn.
And my tiny heart exploded into dust. And my friends were all there to watch me bitterly drink back two $28 glasses of rosé on ice. And then we left the bar, and I went on to try to enjoy my birthday. But that was harsh. And like I said, I've been front row for his matches numerous times. I've honestly felt like it's just one of those things where, I just always wanted to have that connection. I've been lucky enough to meet a bunch of wrestlers and have really great experiences with them. Like I got to hang out with Jim Neidhart before. I've gotten to do some pretty cool shit with wrestlers. And that just would have been such a cool thing for me to have Ric Flair Just give me the 4 horseman sign. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Now, the hilarious part is he's probably got that artwork I did for him up at his house. And it's just one of those heartbreaking things. You know? Anyway.
Who's that by, Rick? Oh, that's some guy I told to fuck off.
Yeah. If I had just introduced myself and said, hey, I'm the guy that did that artwork, it might, who knows, I'm at a party with Ric Flair all weekend. I don't know, but it's one of those things that could have gone either way, and it literally went the worst possible way.
Well,
But
be glad he didn't try to take you to Space Mountain.
well, that's it. It could have gone. It could have been worse, I guess. Could have been. But yeah.
But would have that been worse? I
I
still think that's a better experience.
It was, yeah, maybe.
There'd have been some contact at least.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're at 10 o'clock, guys. So
Oh, wow.
yep, time flies.
Yeah.
So we will, as per normal, we will post. Well, in
Yeah,
theory,
these are some
we will
great
post these up
pieces.
tomorrow night. Run the auction through Tuesday. Let's do a quick little round robin to show everybody stuff. Start with Daniel. There's front cover.
Oh, yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah, that looks killer, man.
Yeah,
Right
that's
on.
great.
I love that light behind him.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thanks.
Steven, want to
Oh,
show
you went with the purple cape too. That's cool.
Yeah, I wanted to go old school with the gray and purple.
For sure, man.
And Steve's Christmas card.
Freaking love it.
Nice.
I freaking love that so
That's
much.
great.
Look how much detail you got in there.
That is point delicious.
Yeah,
Points
That's
yeah,
I love
right,
it.
right down to recreating the font, but for me, Craig with the antler tied to his head is perfect.
Well, even the trees are Dr. Seussian Christmas trees too.
Yep.
So yeah, you got it.
Yep.
Nailed it. Nice.
Tried to.
That's what we need is a Dr. Seuss mashup now.
No, we don't. Yeah, small
Mike-
doses. Small
Mike
doses.
Rooth as the Lorax.
And Mike, what do you get? Let's see. Finish up the mic. Oh.
Yeah, I'll be finishing up, Mike. I was going to get the tape off here.
No, that's good. You can keep it there. It's looking good.
Oh, no, I'm just going to lift them off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to carve out some more light on him, and then we'll have all 4 turtles. I didn't quite get all 4 done. It'll make a neat set anyway. They're all the exact same size and ready to be framed, basically.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Those
really
are
cool.
great, man.
Yeah.
Those are great.
So I'll probably auction the 4 pieces separately rather than auction them as a set.
No, yeah, we'd be separate. Yeah.
That way you guys can fight to the death over them, however you. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, guys, thanks again for joining us tonight. Both sides of the camera. Always,
Definitely had fun.
makes the winter months a lot more fun doing this. And
Oh yeah.
next, real quick. Oh shit! I actually closed the window. Hang on a second. It's that professionalism that everyone comes for. So next week is a Batman night.
Ooh.
Yep.
So with the return of Camilo from Australia,
Nice.
Michael Berglund, fingers crossed, buddy. Everything's okay and you're back with us. Casey Wilson and Kelly Williams, and return of Thomas Day doing some sculpts. So
Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
all right, everybody have a
Batman
great
night.
weekend, and we will talk to you guys throughout the week.
Thanks,
All right,
Stephanie.
y'all.
Thank you, man.
Everybody
Take
have
care,
a good
guys.
night.
Thank you guys. It was awesome.